Hello, everybody, and welcome to Casual Esports Amateur League's semifinals for the Freljord division. Elf Army Gaming versus Imagine Cloud. I'm Anta571, and I am with my co-host Kempton.
How's it going, guys?
So today we've got the very exciting matchup. I'm actually looking forward to see Elf Army Gaming. So these guys are all new players, never before seen in Seal. I'm super hyped to see them. And then on the red side, we do have Imagine Cloud. Some of them have been around and or have changed their names, but it's good to see familiar faces. So let's all get in on this game. We're going to be going into the draft as soon as both teams are ready. Do you have any information about either of these teams? Because I definitely do not.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't really had any time to look them up, do any research on them. New to casting for this league, so it's going to be exciting to see, where their comfort picks are, what kind of strategies they have, and we'll be able to see that through the draft. But kind of going blind into this is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, so I haven't looked as much as I probably should have into Freljord division. I knew two of the teams going in, and I casted that game just the other day, which was Next Esports and Kamikaze Penguins. But here today we have some brand new faces onto the set for myself, and we already know both sides exactly what they want to do for bans. Now it's a matter of what they want to pick.
That
Um,
was really quick for the bands.
yeah, like after the Fiora ban, they just boom, boom, boom. Um, I think that the Galio is for mid lane. I don't know a lot of people that do Galio support. Now that he's had as many nerfs as he had for support Galio.
Yeah,
Di-
you'll still find some of those cheese guys who are going to do it.
Ooh, okay. So the Diana pick is interesting. I don't know if they can flex it between mid jungle. It's mostly a jungle pick now. Uh, but the Silas pick is interesting first because you want to pick that kind of a champion when you know what you're getting yourself into. Having it so early in the draft, Elf Army can just pick around it and just pick really bad ultimates for him.
Yeah, I'm curious if they just assume that Diana is going mid and they're just putting the Silas down, or could they potentially flex the Silas to another lane? It's not like we haven't seen him anywhere else but mid, and then the Echo and a Thresh on the other side. I'm kind of interested to see where he's going to go as well. That Echo with the Diana, would you assume that that's jungle?
Yeah, I would say that the Diana is jungle and the Echo is mid lane. Um, it, it's just because Echo, I think, would uh, just fit better for being able to lane rather than a Diana. But then the Xayah pickup. So we've got our mid jungle. Regardless, Diana Echo, they can swap intermediate to each other, and then a Xayah. Whereas Silas and Thresh, I want them to probably pick up their AD here and then just ban out either supports or top lane. And no, we're actually going to just blind the top lane. So
Okay.
um, Ornn doesn't really have many bad matchups, but the few that he does are absolutely terrible. Shen is a really good band for them. That's one of his worst lane matchups. Uh, I've I would know. I've done it multiple times to people. I've done it multiple times to people in Seal. Um,
Yeah, I got a feeling that they're going to just dunk on top lane here for the last two bans if they have that blind Orn.
yeah. So I would say another good band would either be a Scion if Elf Army plays it, or Darius even. Other top lane picks just as standard top lane picks just don't happen against Ornn. It would be more of solo queue options that you would start seeing. Uh, and Gangplank is another good option. You don't want to have it scale for free against it.
I was kind of hoping for that Seraphine pick though for the ban because she can be pretty nasty.
Hmm.
especially with such an aggressive comp that
Ooh.
Elf Army is already building.
Yeah, so you already have your mid and support, so you wouldn't be picking it for yourself, unless if you randomly decide to do that for your AD bottom lane. But then you have
Hmm.
to put an AD champion jungle, and the best two are like Nocturne and Graves, which neither of them are that great into this. So um, kind of left that for Elf Army to just kind of pick up for their support, which would be pretty decent into Thresh.
And the Rek'Sai ban coming out from Elves.
1 second left, and they pick up Skarner for jungle, so they are blinding this AD carry. I feel like that's telling me they want to put it as like a Vayne or something that's like very volatile of an AD carry, and they want to see the absolute best matchup that they can get. Uh,
They might pick up a Kaisa possibly.
so if they were to pick up a Kaisa, then I think that they should have picked her up as like in place of the Ornn, unless if like that's the next best champion he can play. Even in place of the Skarner. So Camille, pretty good option into the Ornn. Um, it becomes a very skill matchup for top lane. But Camille should have should feel pain going into laning phase, but post laning phase, like around 25 minutes, once she actually has her completed items, Ornn can't stop her. And Ezreal
Oh,
fifth pick. Um, I don't know
I'm
how.
really curious about the order that they picked their lanes
Yeah.
here on the Imagine side because that
So
is easily a first pick.
yeah, like that. So if you really wanted to pick something like that, I think that you would just swap the Silas to the Ezreal, because I mean the ultimates aren't that bad for Silas, but it kind of giving that away that early in the draft. Maybe just need to change up priority of who goes where.
Yeah, it's I mean it's not that Silas doesn't have terrible ults to grab onto, but it was kind of a gamble throwing that out first. And with an Ezreal, most of the time, if you're going to pick an Ezreal, you're almost going to pick that first because he
He,
can pretty much dodge and dive almost any bot lane combo.
yeah, the only one that I would say is like questionable probably right now is Tristana as an AD
Mm,
carry, just because she can take her W level 2. Um,
right.
but yeah, so I'm fine with Imagine Cloud's comp. It's just the order that they picked.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be nice, if Thresher Silas can land a hook or a stun, Skarner can grab one of those people and pull them back. You have the Orn Horn if you need to engage or peel, and Ezreal can easily jump in and out of combat to throw out damage.
And
Yeah, it's just
also
it's just the order.
and also Ezreal, if they wanted to have the Thresh roam by picking up an early mobility boots, and just roam to say mid or top lane, that's fine. Ezreal can handle himself just fine.
Hmm.
Like Xayah Nami is not very threatening to dive a bottom lane by themselves. Like even if they were to throw Diana there, it's like okay.
No,
So
although I am excited for Elf's engage as well because they're very as a group, they're when they go in, they're gonna go in. They're
um,
gonna have to commit.
so I'm gonna just transfer over to the the in-game drafting, just so everybody can enjoy what a great client Riot Games produced. So for those of you who don't know, Barbadrian is the top laner, and he did pick first, but on my screen, it's looking like he's actually the support, because they misordered him.
That's so weird. Why did it do that?
It happens every now and again. We aren't sure why. Sometimes
I was gonna say,
it's
I don't see that on my screen.
yeah, every now and again it happens. Um, so I would have to give this flex over to Imagine Cloud now. Uh, while a pretty good draft uh from Elf Army Gaming, the flex to put your top laner as your support. Um,
Put a Skarner as top.
yeah, and your Zaya as the mid lane. I think that that's just too much of a flex. Or sorry, the Ezreal as the mid laner.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I just think it's too much of a flex that you just can't do anything about it. I want to know what chat thinks because I think that that's the best take from this.
I kind of want them to take this comp and swap their characters around to make this a thing now because I'm really curious to see what would happen.
Because so in game it's going to look just fine, but
Thresh ADC.
XD. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to look fine uh when we get into game. It's just yikes.
That's so silly.
Yeah, that's going to be yeah, that's a highlight for Riot Games to look at.
Yeah, well, it's on the bottom of their list here.
Yeah.
Just like
It's
the
at the
toxicity issue.
no, it's at the same priority issue as the invisible new bug. For those
Now they ain't gonna fix that.
for those of you who don't get that joke, neither does Riot.
All right, loading in.
Okay, so ignoring the stupidity of Riot's client, um, so I'm looking at this, and uh, for early games specifically, Orn thrashes Camille, in my opinion. Um, Camille just doesn't do enough early for the small trades that Orn does. Once Camille's completed her 2 items to Orn's completed 2 items, Camille's then going to smack Orn right back if it's close enough still. Um, Skarner doesn't really have a lot of good targets for his ultimate. Echo can snap back with his ultimate. Diana, you don't really want her to be closer to your carries. Camille, if you get close enough to her, she can just press her R, and then that keeps you a set distance. She's allowed to be pulled back to. Um, Zaya can press her ult to deny the Skarner.
It's pretty much Nami.
So it's really Nami, and if you happen to catch Zaya with her ultimate down, then cool, you can do that. But you're probably going to get rooted, and then you're only going to get like about a second. Um, I do like the synergy with Skarner Thresh, so he can pull him back farther, but that's really only going to be like 20% of the time that you're ever actually going to see that happen, like the long range pullback. So really, it's going to be on Ornn and Silas to really start these fights, and then Skarner to just randomly find somebody that's out of position.
Hmm.
Um, I want to see also that Thresh. So after Ezreal gets Tyr and Sheen, Thresh just start roaming with mobility boots and just run over people, because like I said, Nami and Zaya, they're not really going to be looking to dive in Ezreal. He's just too
No.
slippery for them. So yeah, he's going to take some plates down and maybe go down a little bit in CS, but he's going to be just fine because he's scaling at that point.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm interested to see if the Thresh is how clutch the Thresh is going to be with his hooks and his lantern
yep. Yeah,
because that could be a game changer.
so I want to see the Thresh help Skarner get the ball rolling. Um,
Hmm.
because if they could get off to an early start, I think that they're fine for their comp.
You
Um,
think we're going to see an invade?
I think we will. If we don't, I would be surprised.
Yeah, you'd think, especially with the Thresh, Skarner, Silas, or you'd kind of inclined to do it at this point.
Well, so the thing is, they have one guaranteed CC with Thresh with the either the pull or the hook. But we'll get right back to that. We're going into this game. Who do you think, Chad, is going to win this? Elf Army Gaming on the blue side or Imagine Cloud on the red side?
I'm going with Imagine.
Looking for game to capture XD. There we go. This is part of the movie magic, everybody. All right, so we actually do have Ezreal going Conqueror. Um, that I feel like that's the better rune choice that he has nowadays. So I'm glad to see that.
We stopping at 10 quick?
Yes, at 10. Um, ooh, I see Thresh went Inspiration, so I wonder if he actually went Hex Flash. That'll be hot to see. Okay.
You still loading?
Yeah, I'm still loading.
That's not a problem.
uh, it's
Hurry
Saturday.
up, Riot.
It's Saturday. My computer doesn't want to go. Oh, gee. All right, so I'm getting into the game. Pause at 10 seconds. All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. And both teams will be off to the races. Good luck. Have fun, everybody.
Let's see if they decide to go in for a gank or if they're just going to spread out through the river. It looks like they are clustering up heading in towards Drake. They're going to sit back.
So currently I have the spectator bug for Skarner. I do not see the spires, so uh, we'll have to, as we're panning throughout the game, we'll have to keep track where who has what for some of those. I don't know how I feel about. Okay, so Elf Army Gaming, I don't think that they actually have a comp that allows them to invade, but Imagine Cloud does. So I don't know what they're trying to do with this like counter invade location.
Yeah, I don't know if why they thought that they were going to try to come in there. That
Like
they're going to win that first fight.
like what are they going to do? Throw a bubble out?
Oh, and we got to pause.
Yeah, some small technical issues.
And we're back at it.
Well, so the thing about it is they don't actually have knowledge of where either team is starting since they didn't really actually get deep wards. They just got river vision. So
Yeah, they're going to see where he's going to come out afterwards, but as long as that Ornn holds up, they could assume that Skarner went top.
Yep. And also, I really do like. I'm going to keep promoting this. When Orns go with Corrupting Pot, I really like it. Thank you. And also, I like the grass proc into this since you're against a champion that's probably going to be on top of you every now and again.
Well, let's see if he can take an early advantage here. They're just going ahead and poking each other out. Mid lane, it looks like Silas is beating up on the Diana a little bit.
Yeah, Diana's going to win the instant trades, I think, since she went Electrocute, but as long as Silas can keep getting his W procs out when he gets level 2, I think he'll be fine.
Well, let's see if they're going to get a level 2 dive here or not. Let's see who can get it first bot lane. Looks like it's going to go to the side of Elves, but they're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah,
Ornn has his lane pushed in
backed up
really
far
hard.
enough. Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Nice W.
They knew it was coming.
Yep.
Oh, looks like top lane. The Ornn is going to get hit a little bit there. The Camille's just going to back away. Really keeping that wave pushed in there.
Yeah, so
Both
this
of them
is
down to...
so after 3 minutes is where you need to back off as the top laner. So now that we've hit that 3 minutes, he needs to just back away, let the lane reset. He may actually look for a back here, and I would be fine with it. He is up in a entire wave.
Nami getting chunked really hard down there at the bot lane. Looks like the Sylas and the Diana are still duking it out a little bit.
Yeah, so
And I
Ornn's
think
overstayed
Ornn's
his welcome.
overstaying himself. Yep, he's
Yeah,
going to
no,
have to back away.
he's got...
Camille's going to go ahead and dive in, but now the Echo
Okay,
is
he's
going
got
to
a
come in and
flash.
try to hold
Okay,
in
he did
place.
get out.
Trying to hold there. They're going to go in for the dive into tower, and First Blood's going to go over to the Echo. Very well done by them.
So Ornn played that as well as he could.
Oh, and another dive in here by the Diana. Not going to come up with anything, though. Whew.
Yeah, you're gonna get your voice worked out today.
Yep, I was going to say, just bear with me. I'm going to be cutting you off quite a bit.
No, I'm
Not quite
perfectly
getting to
okay
the
with
Echo.
it.
I thought they were going to get that Echo, but they might try to chase down this Camille. Looks like she's going to try to dive in here on the Skarner with the Echo to back it in. Ornn's going to go ahead and try to knock everybody up, but nothing's going to come of it. The Diana's going to come and try to support them here. Skarner barely making it out with the flash over the wall into Tri-Bush.
Sylas
Now
has to
Sylas
get
is
out.
going to have to back up. The Diana and the Echo might be able to catch up to him in time before he makes it to his tower. He does have his flash up, but he's just going to go ahead and slide over the wall. And they're barely going to come out of that. Nearly 2 kills going over there to Elf's side.
Yeah, so the Echo was actually able to get the smite off onto the Scuttle, so he was able to get the level 4 to the Skarner's currently 3.
Bot lane's just kind of keeping to themselves down here. Both of them relatively even in CS. Almost across the board. The Sylas might be up just a little bit over the Diana. But they're both gonna... Nope, they're not both gonna back. The Sylas is gonna stay mid. We do have Echo down bot, but I don't think he's gonna do anything down here with their lane pushed in so hard.
Yeah, so Sylas has TP, so he can afford to stay in this extra little bit. And then just TP back since Diana has Ignite.
He's gonna throw a lot of minions into that tower there. She's gonna lose some CS for that.
Yep.
Elves are trying to push into this bot wave here.
Yeah, she's trying to get her reset. I think she has the money. No, she doesn't actually. She doesn't have it for the quiver, so they're trying to wait. It's an extra 200 gold from where she's at right now.
Oh, that won't be much. This wave will do that.
Yeah, so Ezreal, he has his money for his Tier and Sheen. That's only 1100 now, so he'll be able to get that upon backing.
The Ornn's going to try to go in there on the Camille, but the Camille's just going to decide to back right out.
Yeah. So that was actually a poor idea for the Ornn to try to dive in there onto the Camille. Because if he did, his E can be canceled by the Camille. But we do got that little skirmish in the mid lane. And
Sylas taking a little bit there.
Oh, wait, what happened to Ezreal? His health bar just is non-existent now.
His health bar is a little too low. He's barely going to get caught there by that bubble. They're not going to follow up on it, but I don't want to see him stick around for too long, quite frankly.
Yeah, no, he's got more than enough money in the bank.
Oh, the Echo's going to try, though. They're going to go ahead and dive on it. They're going to see it in Tri-Bush. He's going to clear out that ward.
Okay, all sums are up, so I don't think that they want to do this. I think that it's fine for them to just delay the back is all.
Yep, just let it go.
Yep.
He might start... Nope, looks like he's going to avoid the dragon. He's going to keep going down to his bot lane jungle. Top lane's going to just keep poking each other out back and forth. The Camille's going to try to go in and cut the Ornn off. But she's going to go ahead and back away from that. It looks like the Skarner is stealing some jungle top there. I'm hoping that's going to make a difference for him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So Ezreal goes Essence Reaver now. That's right. But wait, but that's... So if he really wanted to cost efficient that back, because Essence Reaver builds out of Sheen,
Oh, and the Diana's going to go ahead and dive in onto the Silas here. The Echo's going to come and follow it up. But now the Skarner's going to come in here and help the Silas kill this Diana. They're going to get a double kill over to the Silas, and he's barely going to make it out with his life. What a great play.
Wow, that was super close. I don't know. I think the Silas actually took the Echo ultimate, which kept him alive just a little bit extra, but yikes,
Allowed the Skarner to do a little bit of work. Oh, and now the Ornn and the Camille.
Oh,
he
Ornn's
misses
a little
his
caught.
charge there. Now he's stuck. He's going to use his ult. Ornhorn coming in to knock him out of place. Now the Skarner's going to go ahead and pull the Nami. She got caught out. That is not what you want to see there. What a terrible placement there for the Nami, and now they're probably going to go for the Drake. Oh,
okay, so Ornn is looking. Oh
Ornn's
no!
Gonna go ahead and try to dive. He's gonna jump out, but the Camille has him so low. She's gonna flash in and try to kill him, and not going to get it.
The
just
grass
short. Both
the grass
of them.
proc. Oh my god, that grass proc saved him there.
All right, let's see if we can't get something on the side of Elf Army to try to turn this back around.
We got the Ezreal gank.
This here. Ezreal's going to gank in from the bot lane.
No stun.
Not quite going to get it. Can't get a hook. They're just going to let that one go.
Okay, real quick. I'm just addressing the chat. Tweety, what is that supposed to be? A frog with wings. Tootie. A frog with wings. I don't know what that is supposed to be.
I have absolutely no clue what he's getting on about there.
Whatever.
That's actually ridiculous.
I had to address that. It looks so weird. As we are getting into this top lane, okay. So I'm a little upset at this Ornn that he didn't get a Bramble Vest, because that just cripples Camille early. Cripples a lot of champions top lane early, but you know, that's what he would do. That is what he do. Silas is running up there as well. Maybe they're going to try and get a gank off. They didn't see it.
I couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, they didn't see him at all.
But they're going to get a hook on the Nami. The Ezreal is going to go ahead and throw a bunch of damage into her. Ult from the Nami is just going to miss, and they're going to go ahead and push them away there. That Ezreal, if he lets loose a little bit, he's going to start melting some people if they keep getting caught out like that.
So originally I was saying about the Essence Reaver. So I'm pretty sure Essence Reaver is Sheen, Caulfield, and Crit Cloak. He could have gone for Sheen Crit Cloak and would have had the same, if not better, damage than what Caulfield gives him. So just a little bit of changes here and there. He would have had less CDR, but just a little bit here and there, things that he could have done.
It looks like top lane, we're going to have a Camille Ornn fight again. She's going to try to chase him down, and it looks like Elves are going to go ahead and get the first Drake, which is going to be a Cloud. Next one is an Ocean, which means we're going to have an Infernal, or we're going to have a Mountain. And now Ornn's going to go ahead and dive in on the Camille here, right into the bush.
Got him.
Ornhorn going to come in and knock her in place. R coming out from the Camille, but it's not going to matter. He's going to go ahead and take her down and push the lead 1-4 for Imagine Cloud. Now back to the Drakes here with the Souls. I feel like a Mountain Soul is going to be really, really good for Imagine Cloud, but I feel like an Infernal would be a hell of a lot better for Elf Arm.
Also, that's the beauty of it. An Infernal Drake is just good for everybody. It just adds extra damage because why not? But Mountain would be fine too for Imagine Cloud. Elf Army, they do almost nothing with a Mountain Drake. Like they may get an extra like 1 to 200 shield and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't really have much of a front line or a tanky front line at that. And now we have the Echo down bot lane. They're just gonna scare him back, force that Ezreal to move away.
Yep. Yeah.
But the Skarner looks like he's going to try to ping everybody over to where the Echo is. And the Silas is coming down. It looks like the Echo's just going to jump over the wall and decide to leave that. And the Ornn and the Camille going at it again. These two cannot just get enough of each other.
I like it.
You can't complain, can you?
Yeah, nah, we scrapping it on this. Oh,
Oh,
Skarner
and here
got
we go. Skarner's going to go ahead and grab the Diana. The Silas is going to dive in there as well. They're going to throw
Diana
out
used
so much damage.
flash.
She's going to flash out.
Oh no, they
Barely
didn't
going
get
to
it!
make it out. How did he not kill her? And the Ezreal's
Oh
just going to miss the
no.
ult on top of it. How did they not get that kill mid lane? You've
Oh,
got to feel bad about that.
oh, they thought that the red buff tick was going to get it. Just hit it another time. Just make sure you hit it the last time. Please do
Just
it.
take the extra hit. Why not?
Oh,
Oh man, that hurts
that's
me.
that's sad. I feel bad for them on that one. Good job for the Diana to get out of that, but damn,
Oh yeah, for
that's a
sure.
feels bad man for Cloud.
Oh, and the Thresh is trying to get a hook here onto the Nami bot lane, but nothing's going to really come of it. They're going to go ahead and back away. Next Drake's going to be up in a little over 2 minutes. They do have the Rift Herald up as well. They might want to start moving towards that. And it would probably be good if Skarner decided to move in that direction, because he does have the Silas and the Diana is down wasting her time bot lane. They all should be on that Rift Herald right now. Everybody from mid to
Okay,
top
this
and
is really
Imagine
bad
side.
positioning from the Ornn. This is
Oh,
really
but now
bad
the
positioning.
Ornn's getting
He's dead.
caught out here. Oh, the Skarner's going to try to come in here. Ornhorn's going to try to come in and save him. He's going to knock a couple of them up, but he's going to die to the Camille. And now it looks like the Skarner might be in a little bit of trouble, but the Silas is going to come in and try to help him out. They are going to try to take out that Echo first. Barely just going to miss it. 1-to-1 there on that fight, but it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to come negative on this fight.
For
And they
2-1.
might
Yep.
they might try to go for the Herald. Nope, it looks like Elf Army is going to go ahead and leave that. I feel like a lot earlier, Imagine Cloud should have all been collapsing on that Herald, top, mid, and jungler, because they could have easily eliminated that Echo and had a Herald right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Just bad pathing, bad timing.
Yeah, and so also Ornn is going for sorry, Ornn's going for the uh Sunfire slash Forge Fire cape. Uh, I'm not. So I think that that's the best of the three Bammies items. Oh, we got a fight happening in the mid.
Ooh, here we go. Now it looks like the Diana and Echo are going to try to go in on the Silas, but he's going to manage to get out of there. The Skarner looks like he wants to try to dive that Echo, but he manages to get back into his jungle and out of vision.
Yeah.
But now the Diana is kind of low, and I'm wondering if the Silas can try to capitalize it. But now we're going to have another collapse here from the Echo. But I don't think he sees the Thresh and the Skarner coming up behind him. And he might be in trouble here because the Skarner does have his ult. He manages to hold him in place. He's going to back up, but not far enough. And it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to get another kill over on the Echo. They are leading 6-3 on the kills. They're about 2K ahead, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for this Drake.
Yeah. So we didn't actually touch upon it. Imagine Cloud actually lost first brick down bottom lane. They only even got one plate from what I remember seeing. For them bottom lane. So they tied up the Drakes now, so that delays both sides, which is I think is better for Elf Army since Camille needs to still get her her Titanic item. She just got her Mythic, which is good for her, but they are on to the Rift Herald. They are probably going to be able to pick that up. No contest. Skarner clearing out his wolves.
Yeah, Ornn tried to come down and just peek at it, but he
And
made the right decision to go back to his lane.
Yeah, he's like, there are too many people here. This is not for me.
And it looks like the Camille is going to go ahead and pick that up and take it top lane. Wonder if she might try to push this lane and use it. The Ornn does have his teleport if he has to come back from his back, but
I think she should just pick up the minions here and then just back. Because she'll be able to have effectively the same base timer with the Rift Herald here.
yeah, save it for another time.
Yep, and she does. Good for her.
Oh, Ornn's going to have to push his wave back now. Looks like Echo's going to clear out his jungle. Nami is floating around mid. Diana's floating around bot.
Okay, so I'm a little confused for the Ornn. I don't agree with the Ionian boots. In this game, I would say that Merc trends as your boots for him, and then go straight from here into a Bramble Vest into Thornmail. Because while you were in an AD matchup, the currently high damaging champions from the opposing side are the Echo and Diana. Both are melee damage. So the value that you would get from Bramble would be insanely high versus just getting we got a fight happening in the top lane.
I was going to say top
Yeah,
lane. Looks like they're just kind of beating on each other. They're not really going to go anywhere with it. Nope, nothing's going to happen of that.
okay. So yeah, since three of their champions are melee damage, they have to auto attack you to do their damage. And then the last one is Azaya, which just naturally is fine for the Thornmail. The value that you would get of it is insanely high. So I really don't know what his pathing is for his items. I mean, he has his
looks like the Ornn's going to try to go in here. Nope, nothing's going to come of that. Sorry, I thought the Ornn was going to go a little bit deeper. But no, to the point of your items there as well, the boots for the Ornn, I would have hoped for armor boots. Wouldn't you?
I would, but I get that he's in a melee matchup with a Camille that'll do a lot of damage with it. But the fact that 4 of the 5 champions do a lot of crowd control will just be great for him to have.
Yep, and it looks like top lane, they're going to start chasing them down here. Ornhorn's going to go down
Oh,
and
wait,
is going to connect with the
caught
Nami, and the Echo managed to get out. The Nami is out of place, having to flash over the wall to get away. That could have been really catastrophic for them.
I don't think they were planning for that to hit the Nami. So.
Oh, no, and she used her ult too early. Now the Skarner's going to go ahead and ult her back.
Oh,
trying to pull her back to the rest of the team. And she's going to have to flash to get out of there. Looks like they're going to try to dive, but no one's going to follow up with the Skarner.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. No, I would have loved to see that Silas go in there with her, but it looks like they're going to try to chase down the Diana now. She is going to get cut off here if that Thresh can manage to get around that Tri-Bush fast enough.
Oh, he does make it in time. He does got the mobility.
Oh, can't get the flail.
Oh,
misses
no.
the cage. Oh. Feels bad, dude. Feels bad.
So for those of you who don't know, that's what's called a yellow star. For those boomers in the chat, there was a player in Europe who was called Yellow Star. He did a play kind of similar to that.
Well, now we're going to get a dive on top here. 3 against Ornn going under tower. Echo taking all of that damage, managing to get out, and the Camille barely making it out of there. Couldn't quite get that last hit on her, and Ornn is going to go down. They're going to close this gap 4-6.
Ezreal delayed the back, got an ultimate to hit onto the Camille.
Perfect.
Dragon is up in a few seconds, so that's good. I'm pretty sure that they get this Drake then. Yeah, Diana also just back from bottom lane. So yeah, this is a Drake for them.
No, I don't think that Nami's going to push over and try to do
Nah, she ain't going to do nothing.
No, it'd be nice to see, though.
But anyways, to finish up the story time, basically Yellow Star did that exact same play in that exact same bush back in, like, Season 4, I think. And we got the reaction cam immediately after it happened, and that's a price. Like, head down, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened.
You can't win them all, but to lose that badly, especially as a pro player, it kind of hurts.
Yep. Well, what made it worse was that he also used his flash and his hook, and everything missed. At least the Thresh didn't have to, not just have shame to him, but Yellow Star put shame upon his family and his cow and everything.
Cow.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Your cow. Down, Bessie. it looks, even though there are more kills on the side of Imagine Cloud, they are down all of their tier 1 turrets, and they've barely touched Elf Army Gaming's turrets here. And that explains why the gold deficit is 0. They have one Drake, they're down 2 kills, but the amount of gold that they've gotten off of the, not just the plates, but just the towers themselves. And now the Diana nearly getting pitched in by 3 members of Imagine Cloud. They're going to have to let that one go, and now Camille's going to try to push down bot lane. They're trying to catch that Skarner, not quite getting anything there. Looks like the Camille and the Ornn are going to go ahead and duke it out again a little bit. Those two have got some sort of issue between the two of them because they cannot get their hands off of each other.
So this is pretty much how I expected the matchup to go. I would have expected the Ornn to pick up a Bramble sooner. I don't know what that Kindle gem is. I don't know what that Kindle gem is doing there. Thornmail builds out of Bramble and Giant Spell. So I don't know what that Kindle gem is supposed to be building into. Camille, on the other hand.
Ooh. Camille jumping over and trying to get onto this Ornn here. Bouncing off of the wall. Trying to get enough damage, but now the Echo and the Sylas up top. Diana's going to come and try to support, but he's going to use the Echo ult to try to save himself. Skarner's coming in here to do what he can to save this Sylas, holding down the Diana in one place, and they're going to get that kill, and now Echo's going to have to retreat. And now looks like bot lane, the Diana or the Camille had to retreat as well when that Thresh came in to help the Ornn. Both sides of Imagine Cloud doing very, very well, even though they are down towers. They are definitely not out of this fight, down gold and everything, but they seem to have the advantage every time they engage.
So right now, it's currently all on this Sylas for their gold, since, you know, he has... Oh, no, Camille, please don't die to the... Please don't die to the Krugs. Please. We're already getting close. Like, so... Fiesta territory is where it's, like, 1 kill a minute. We're not there, but we have basically the number of fights. Oh, no,
now
Nami.
The Nami is stuck out of place here. Skarner's going to keep her into there. And the Baron's going to get the kill with that last shot. He just activated the Baron while she was in there and allowed the Baron to take all the damage because she was the closest.
So what happened there, the way how it actually got activated, the Everfrost from Sylas procced the Baron. And he doesn't like being cold, so...
he doesn't like even being tickled.
That was good. I like that.
You better get out of that Baron's way. If you're in his pit, you better show some respect, and they did not show respect, but unfortunately for the Nami, he took his anger out on the wrong person.
Yeah, it's like, you come into my home, disturb my sleep.
Who did that?
I see a fish. It's like, no fish here, no.
No, ignore me.
Oh no, you go and become fish sticks here. It's like...
All right, we got 30 seconds.
Hold up. Sylas is looking for the Nami. Does actually get
the Nami again. Out of place, using the Nami ult from the Sylas. Zaya's going to try to come in and save it. Now bot lane, it looks like they're diving onto the Diana. Everybody on Elf Army is just out of place right now.
He missed time to clap.
3 kills going over to the Imagine Cloud side. They have the ability to take this game from Imagine Cloud, but Elf Army just keeps getting caught out of position, especially their Nami just is not in the right place at the right time.
Well, so it was right for her to be going there, just not alone. Because since the dragon was coming up, she was trying to deward and get them a path into the dragon pit. But the Xayah was too far away from her, so she kind of just got bopped and died. Sylas also got his upgrade from the Ornn. He's level 15, so he's got the second upgrade. I'm not sure who the other upgrade is going to go to just yet. I think he's still
almost put it on your Ezreal, probably.
Yeah, so Eternal Winter so far, Turbo Chem Tank, Dusk, and Locket. I'm pretty sure you should be putting it onto your Ezreal. Just because it's raw stats, not what the actual item itself does. Um,
And even though the Ezreal's not popping off right now, if you give him that advantage, he might start doing it.
mhm. Oh, Skarner just
Skarner trying to
running
dive in
at
here
him.
on that Nami again. Thought he had another Nami that was caught out, but the Zaya's sitting in the bush there, waiting to throw some damage.
And I
And they're
mean,
going to let him go.
that was okay from the Skarner because he didn't use his chem tank and he got the Zaya's ultimate out, so uh,
That is true.
they can go and jump on her. And they gave the blue buff to Ezreal, so cool guy there. Okay, so Ornn actually just rushed a Warmogs.
Oh boy, does he even have the health for
Yeah,
that?
he has the health. He's
Huh.
he's at about 3.5. Yeah, 3.7.
Okay, so he's going to go full-blown tanky right now, even with the reduction in spell time on the boots.
Huh.
Interesting. Okay. He's going to be really tough to kill.
Yeah, I'll say that's definitely an interesting setup for him. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but it's not the worst thing he could do. Like if he went for like something like a Zeke's, then I would be like, yo, that's spice. All right, I'll go with it. But
Let's see what happens, but
yeah. And we do got some comments in the chat. Nami Moonstone, it's the standard option, I would say, just because like, hey, Moonstone XD, I'm a player, but this is a wet noodle fight. Nothing's going to actually happen. Oh wait, Skarner's here.
no,
Skarner's here.
Skarner manages to come in. They're going to get the Ornhorn on her. He's going to
Oh
ult her
no!
back away from the tower. And now she's just pinched in between away from the tower there. Ornn's going to take a couple of shots, but he doesn't care. Look at him. He walks away with more than half of his health after that.
And he has Warmog, so it's just going to heal all back up.
Oh, he doesn't care. Sure, tickle me.
Yeah, watch that tick just happen. Literally already back up to full, basically.
And he's already full health. That's ridiculous.
All right,
He's gonna be
cool.
a problem.
That's cool, man. All right, he's getting closer.
Oh, he just upgraded to Ezreal.
No, wait.
Yeah, Ezreal's upgraded. Or at some point he did.
At some point he did. He didn't just do it.
Yep. And they're just charging into the top jungle here, taking whatever they please.
So a neat thing that he could do is upgrade Skarner right now, because that recharges the item, so he can just activate it again.
Yep, he already did. That was perfect.
Yeah, so they won't expect another chem tank charge coming out, and Skarner's ultimate is up in a couple of seconds. But as I was trying to say, Nami Moonstone is just like, you don't have to try with it, you just have it. Whereas Imperial Mandate is useful for for your Q, E, and R abilities. Your W doesn't actually apply because it doesn't do a slowdown. It does
It's
a
a
speed.
knockup,
No, no, no.
right?
So
No, it's a speed.
yeah. So
Yep.
the W is the heal and the ebb and flow thing. I think it's called. So that doesn't provide it, but your E applies it for your AD carry. So it could be done there, but she chose not to. She just went for the Imperial or she went for Moonstone, which Mandate is the better choice. I'm not going to disagree, but Moonstone is the second best option.
Trying to play better safe than sorry. It looks like the entire team of Elf Army is going to try to dive this Silas. He's going to turn back in and get a little support from his teammates. The Thresh Lantern pulling him back. They're going to try to chase him down, and now the Ornhorn's coming in from the backside, knocking everybody up, and they're just turning this fight back around onto Elf Army. Nothing that they can do about it. Silas trying to chase the last two team members down. He's going to let it go, though, and they're going to go ahead and get the Infernal Soul.
So
What a great turnaround of a fight.
so far this game, I've seen him steal Nami ultimate once, Diana ultimate once or twice, and then the rest of it has just been Echo.
Why wouldn't you, though?
I no, I'm not even going to disagree with that, but it's just like you're not killing this dude.
No, there's no way.
Um,
It's not happening.
The fact that
And now they're going on to the Baron.
The fact that none of the champions on the opposing side even has anti-heal besides the Nami, and I mean Diana has her Ignite, but that's only up every so often.
Oh, now the
Oh,
Silas is going to dive
Jesus.
right in onto the Zaya,
Oh,
taking all
God,
those tower shots.
that is disgusting.
He gets away anyways. It looks like the
Oh,
Camille is
wait.
going to try to chase him down, but he has the Zaya ult, but he can't pull the feathers back. And the Blast Cone is going to get him over into the Dragon Pit and away. Very well done.
So, Camille actually could have gotten her ultimate off. I'm not sure if she was just out of range for it at the end there, but if she did, it would have just snapped him back in at that location, and he wouldn't have gotten over the wall. So
I feel like he would have been able to, or she would have been able to get him had she done that.
yeah, she probably was like just out of range. Because if I was that, I would be spam pinging, or spam pushing that R button. It's like, no, get it, get it. Ah! But
Hey,
oh well.
shoulda, coulda, woulda sometimes.
Yep.
Oh, now the Echo is going to try to go in onto the Ornn. Ornn's going to
Nice
knock him up. The Nami is going to push everybody back a little bit there, but now they're just going to peel away. Going to wait for a fight to break out here. The Silas is pushing down bot. No one's going to go and respond to him quite yet, it looks like. But the Diana seems like she might try to peel. Nope, the Ornn's going to go ahead and charge in, knock a couple people up. They're going to sit and they're just going to keep going back and forth and waiting for a fight to go in and break out. The Silas is going to try to come in behind them. Nope, he's going to go back down bot and he's going to keep clearing that wave to try to get a split push here. And it looks like Imagine Cloud is just trying to distract this team while Silas tries to push that tier 2 tower bot lane. Now the Camille is starting to come down quickly. Going to try to respond to the Silas. Now it's a 4v4 mid and a 1v1 bot. And Imagine Cloud has the advantage here. They are throwing a lot of damage.
Oh, Ezreal jumped in.
Lots of them matter. Ezreal's going to get quite a bit of damage going off. They're going to take out the Ezreal, but then still sitting gold. The Diana's going to go down, but the Thresh is going to go down right after
Camille, cancel Silas.
Root coming right in. Now the Silas is going to come down.
He
Take
got
care
his
of the tower.
He got his TP canceled by the Camille.
Nope, couldn't quite come join that fight, unfortunately.
So Ezreal E'd forward, and Diana immediately snap engagement onto him, and they were able to get him before he was able to get back out.
Oh,
Really
the
good
Skarner's
job.
going to go ahead and try to go for this Zaya.
Yeah, she has no ultimate. She has no flash.
Nope.
She's gone.
And he didn't have his ult to pull her back, but it didn't matter because the Ornn was there to back him up. Echo's still, or Silas is still trying to push this mid lane down here against this Echo and Nami. Not a whole lot going to come of it. He's just going to keep it sieged, but now he's going to go ahead and back it off. They do have a little bit of time left on the Baron, but I don't think much of it's going to matter.
So, Imagine Cloud, they were playing that really scared, I feel. Because the fact that they had Baron and a triple Infernal Soul, you could just walk up. Like, there is nothing stopping you, really, from just walking up, having Ornn press his ultimate, and just go. Like, they have to back away.
On top of that, when the Camille decided to go down and deal with the Silas, that 4v4 is in your favor. Just start pushing in.
Yeah, because Camille is a big part of your damage. The reason why they were able to get the Ezreal was because he E'd forward, and their two biggest damage dealers jumped on him. If the tanks are in front, that never happens.
Nope.
I mean, Ornn has over 4k health now, so with a gargoyle, Jesus, he effectively has about 6,000 health. So just walk forward with him in the front. The next time you get Baron, if you get Baron next, you have priority on the map, and just ult the wave. Because what are they supposed to do to stop you? If they use their Nami ultimate, then that's their biggest disengage ultimate that they have. And that just tells Skarner, okay, I can go and grab people.
You pretty much have the entire map to yourself at that point. Without that Nami ult, you have no worry about getting knocked away.
Yeah, because what other engage do they have? They have a Diana jumping into all 5 and pressing R. That's not great. Like, yeah, it's gonna be done.
And or the Camille.
Yeah, but in that instance, the Camille was dealing with the Silas, so that
Right.
just doesn't happen. So
Right.
We will see Elder coming up in
Oh,
a
it looks
minute.
like we're gonna get a dive here down bot though against the Silas. They're just gonna melt him
Oh.
straight down. He had nothing to say about that.
Yeah, so he tried to steal the Diana ultimate. It just didn't do anything for him because Echo wasn't around either.
No, but it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to have to give up this Drake
No, they
possibly.
have to fight for it
Yeah,
because the fact
they'd
that
be
it's an
foolish
Elder
to let
Drake,
it go.
the fact that it's an Elder Drake, they have to fight for it. They have an Infernal Drake to be able to help them with damage, and the fact that they use the Diana ultimate and the Camille ultimate, they don't have high priority engagement ultimates,
Well,
so they should be
here's the
fighting
nice
for
thing
this,
that Ornn
or
is
needs a
pushing
TP,
top.
or needs a TP into this fight right now.
He needs to TP right into this fight. He has the ability to do it. But
Echoes
now
out
they're
of the
going to
pit.
turn
Echoes out of
right
the pit.
on him.
They go onto the Diana. They engage onto the Skarner.
Oh, he's trying to keep everybody away from it. The Skarner's going to go ahead and drop. The Camille is going to die. The Nami is going to go ahead and die. It's a 3-on-2.
Oh, nice
Echo
hook.
and Diana, great hook there from the Thresh.
Oh, and there's
now
the
we're going to
Silas.
get a TP in here from the Silas, trying to chase down the rest of that Diana.
Oh
and she's
no.
going to jump over the wall. Going to get the flash from the Thresh. Oh, that was fun.
that
That
was a good
blast.
interaction. That was a good interaction. Like everybody's trying to
They're gonna
catch her,
ace
and she dodged everything. That was pretty nice. But this Elder will be going to Imagine Cloud.
Oh, they're going to take this, no problem.
Okay, so here now they just go run up to the dragon or to the Baron pit. Ornn doesn't have mana, but that's okay. Everybody's still down, and they can't get up to this fight for another 20 seconds at least. So that's pretty much Baron as well.
And Skarner will be up in time for them to take this out and give him the buff too, so they'll have a full 5-man team with the buff.
Yep. Zaya's just going over to pick up these minions that are about to push out themselves anyways. Skarner tried to be like, hey guys, I helped. I helped.
I'm here. Don't worry about it.
That was funny.
And I think this is going to be the last push here for Imagine Cloud. There's no way they're going to drop this game now unless they really screw up.
Not only they have to botch it twice, in my opinion, because with how the game is right now, they have to go through the entire inhibitor tower. Aww. Guess they didn't fix that just yet. So Bammies was the death of that red buff, unfortunately for the Ezreal, but he's fine. He has the new AD ability slow item.
Oh, and it looks like
Silas got caught.
Silas is going to get stuck again. He's going to try to survive, steals the Echo ult to try to keep himself alive. He's going to manage to get the kill down on the Camille, and he's going to turn it also on the Echo. What a fantastic play by him. Now, it looks like the Diana's trying to go in here to do some damage. Ornhorn's coming in to keep everybody else away, and they're just going to melt both the Nami and the Diana down, and this is going to be the push to end it.
Oh my god. I almost
Very, very well
I
done
almost
here
choked
by
there
Imagine
seeing
Cloud.
what that Silas just did.
Oh, he fought it out, and he did very well. But first game is going to go over to Imagine Cloud, 1-up in the series.
Yeah, good on them. Upset for game one, pretty good. I like it. We got a series. All right, so changes to draft.
Yeah, for sure.
Silas ban. Or
Possibly
actually,
even a Skarner ban.
or actually just pick not Echo. I don't know how many times I saw that Echo was allowed to just gift an ultimate to the Silas to live in these fights. So if they do pick if you do allow the Silas to go through again, do not pick Echo, because apparently he's really good with Echo. Whereas the Diana didn't really work out against it because it snowballed really far ahead. So do what you will, say what you will with that. The Camille started to do something in the side lane, but uh, because Ornn got ahead thanks to the triple Infernal Soul, Camille couldn't do anything.
Mm.
She would have to be 6 items to be able to actually hurt the Ornn at that point. Um, I think it was even going for an Abyssal Mask, so just more damage for the rest of the team to do. The bottom lane was fine. Change up. Uh, so I actually do like um, the Moonstone with Chemtank Putrefier because that allows you to hit multiple people with the anti-heal bonus that it gives. So I'm actually okay with that. With that line of concept. Um, and that's the case more like it looked like your bottom lane was your shining force. Put more pressure into them. But good job from Imagine Cloud. I'm looking to see more. We will be right back with a quick break. Go ahead and get some water, everybody, because this is going to be a banger.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of Elf Army Gaming versus Imagine Cloud. Pretty good start to Imagine Cloud for coming away with an upset against Elf Army Gaming. Silence banned immediately. I like it.
Surprising no one. I'm wondering if they're going to take that Skarner out too.
I would.
It'd be a smart move. He had so many great grabs, so many good plays, but they're going to opt for the Fiora. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I guess he's a better Fiora player, but that's fine. I have no qualms.
So they're going to go ahead and immediately lock in that Galio now that it's open. Let's see what Elf Army decides to do here in response to that with an Amumu pick.
Amumu has become this crowd favorite of people in casual esports to use. Um, you probably won't see this champion anywhere else in most other tournaments. I don't know why. We just like it.
He's not a terrible one.
No,
My Clash jungler plays a lot of them. We like using it quite a bit.
he he's just built different. Ooh, I like it. Imagine Cloud with the patented Galio Camille, but because of that, they're looking to try to win early because the combo is great early, but it falls off really hard.
Looks like they're going to go with the Lilia for the jungle, so they're going to leave their bot lane open for the last two picks here. We
Okay.
got a Twitch over on the side of Elf Army. Let's see what they're going to pick. I can't imagine they're not going to pick the support.
Yeah, I think that they picked the support here because that. Yeah, so that's the Lux support. Interesting choice, and
Could be flexed mid.
mhm.
I don't know if you'd go up against the Gallia with that, though.
No, no, you definitely don't.
Yeah, no, that's a support. Got to wonder what the bans are going to be here. Do you think Elf Army is just going to go ahead and shut down the
Yep.
ADC? Oh, no, they're going to go for that Thresh. Also a good call. Definitely like that call.
Hmm.
Oriana, let's see what we're going to get here
I would ban the
from.
Ezreal honestly, because like the fact that you can't get to him with what you have already, you don't really have good options for right now. So
No.
I would just go ahead and ban the Ezreal. Jin, okay.
We're going to take the Jin out and a quick ban on the Shen there from Imagine Cloud.
Submarine Shen. Just have the Twitch go under and invis and just pop up with a Shen.
Oh, God, that would be nasty.
Okay, so
They're going to go
that is a brand mid.
brand mid against the Galio.
Um, I mean the W will get past the shield, but it won't be doing that much. So he's probably just looking for, I guess, since Galio is a more setup champion, Brand is a good counter to that. Caitlyn as the AD carry to be as far away from Twitch when he opens up. Pretty good idea.
Let's see if they're going to keep the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if they chose a Morgana here.
That would be a pretty good. That would actually be a pretty good option.
That'd be great. They'd have sleeps, they'd have roots,
There we
they'd have
go.
lockdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a pick comp from Imagine Cloud, 100%. Their idea is to just pick somebody off real quick and then win the 5v4. Because as
Well,
is, Elf Army, they win a straight up 5v5.
and with the Gangplank as well, having that global ult in response to with the Gallios.
Yep. And a match that the Shen is now banned, so
Mm.
we all like global pressure. Not really.
Oh, we love global.
Everybody hates it. We don't want to go against it.
No.
But pretty good choices. I do like it. I like both drafts. Um, very clear identities for both. Imagine Clouds, I think gets off uh and going faster than Elf Army, but we'll have to see how team fights go because Elf Army is looking a lot cleaner.
I am excited for the Lilia ganks though.
I
If
love
she can, especially bot lane, if she can land a good sleep followed up by a good Morgana root and a Caitlyn net, somebody's not gonna move.
just because everybody loves to see the in-game client draft because well, the blue side for Imagine Cloud they're fine this time, but red side has the same issue.
I don't know. I don't see that. Maybe it's just your client.
Yeah, I'm just special.
I'm just special, guys.
Yeah, I've played this game now since season one, so over 10 years. I
Hmm.
haven't seen as many bugs for the client as I had since they updated it to be their own client and not the third party client.
Oh, the super old school one.
Yeah, the really old one.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that client, for all the issues that it had, it was fine. It didn't have nearly as many game breaking issues as it does now today.
Oh
So,
God, no.
so trip down memory lane for anybody who wants to see the old client. Go and look at like a season two version of the client for matches for worlds at least.
Good times.
Good
Good
times.
times.
Good times.
Yeah, I miss the old days. I only played for beta in season one, and then I went off to college for 4 years and started working, and so I had to stop playing games for a bit. But then once I got a job and I could settle down, first massive paycheck that I got, I was like, you know what? I'm buying a gaming rig. Got right back into it.
Priorities.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got my priorities done. I went to school, finished college, graduated, got a job, and I said, you know what? I'm an adult, so I'm gonna spend adult
That's basically what I did.
money.
Um,
Yeah,
but I continued playing games in college.
I did too, but I never got into games to the level that I have over the past couple of years, especially in like esports and the competitive side of it.
oh no, that's where I actually got better at these kinds of games.
Yep,
So before
yep.
I was down there with everybody else in the struggle with them bronze players and low MMR silver players. I was bronze 5 back in the day. I was trash.
Hey, I'm a hard stuck silver 3, so
Yeah, but over my time in college, I met a lot of people, learned how to play the game better, and I even made it to Diamond 5 back in the day. So
nice.
I made it there, but now I've been stuck in around that platinum level because
Yeah, that's still not bad.
solo queue is fun. I'll say that.
Screw solo queue. I only play 10 games in solo queue just so I can play Clash, and that's it. Clash all day, every day. Clash is what League has been missing for years.
Yeah, but but yeah, no, it's been a ride for me in League. Like, while it's not to the same story of like what LS has, League has been a very influential part of my life, um, and it's been for the better. While I definitely agree, solo queue is like a cancer I'd not wish even onto my worst of enemies.
Oh God, no. And the funny thing is, your worst of enemies are in that damn game with you, and they're
Yeah,
probably on your side.
there probably are, um, but the overarching idea of what the game has brought is just really good. And hey, it even brought casual esports, so uh, more power to them.
True that. Just about to load in here and then go into the spectate delay, so bear with us, folks.
Yeah, so ignoring that the client is special, um, I I do like the pick comp idea from Imagine Cloud. The problem I have with pick comps is that it's a high burden of execution that they have to keep finding these picks. And not saying that they're bad, but lower tiered play like us here, it doesn't really work out that well. Whereas the team fight comp from Elf Army Gaming is very standard, very easy to execute. It may fall behind just because of how the comp from Imagine Cloud is, but in team fights they should be able to come right back if the gold isn't that far of a discrepancy.
Right. Yeah, but they have plenty of opportunity to make really good picks. The Galio ult coming in, the Lilia if she can get some sleeps in.
Hmm.
Camille can be bouncing all over the place. Morgana can start off a good gank with a Q. We'll have to see what happens.
Yep. And also for those of you, this better not be an AP Twitch. It even got nerfed, so this better be the
Mm,
AD attack speed. Uh, I'ma show up and blow you up, Twitch. Not, hey, I'm gonna sneak around, throw my W out there, and that's the end of the gank. Like that. No, don't do that.
no, you don't want anything to do with that.
Maybe an ARAM, but that's it. Looking at so as a top lane to support, the Morgana just has an easy time into the bottom lane because
Mm-hmm.
Lux it's very telegraphed for her Q. She just needs to use her shield to block that. The slow is almost meaningless. Um, as for Camille versus Gangplank, um, I feel like Gangplank actually just wins that if he just makes it a farming lane and can keep the lane state close enough to his tower. Because Lilia isn't going to gank that. He can just orange out of the sleep. He can't get out of the Camille's ultimate with the orange. It keeps him trapped there. So just correct spacing from the Gangplank will net him the win in top lane. Um,
Yeah, he's gonna shoot for a long game here.
yep. I mean, both champions for top lane scale really well as the game progresses. It's the Galio that really falls behind. Um, so, well, we're going to have to see how this game goes. Chat, as we're going into the final few seconds of the spectator delay, who do you think is going to win? Imagine Cloud on the blue side or Elf Army Gaming on the red side? We do not have a poll bot. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm throwing my money in here on Imagine Cloud. I with their first game and how well they did, I think that they can have the potential for a really good comp here. I just gotta hope that Elf Army doesn't play. If they keep getting caught out like they did the last game, they're just gonna keep giving kills over to the other team.
All right, let's get in on this. Transition time. You know, for the people that put together all these animations and graphics and whatnot, I want to shout out to them because holy shit, I don't know how to do that. The person who made the animation, he doesn't want to be known because then he's going to get a bunch of people asking, "Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that?" It's like, nah, I'm not going to do him dirty like that. But shout out to him anyways. He deserves it. All right, pause the 10 seconds.
I am waiting there.
All right. Oh, it didn't pause. Damn it. Pause at 15. Sorry.
You want me to go back to 15?
Yeah, go to 15 seconds.
Okay, hold on. Ready when you are.
All right. Three, two, one, go.
And they're off.
Ooh, we actually got an invade coming in through the top lane. Very rare we actually see these invades, so we're gonna have to see how the Gangplank handles this one. Um,
Yeah, but people aren't going to be expecting it. Might be nice for them.
yeah, so they're wrapping
Oh,
around the long way. He can't see it just yet. He has no idea. They have
oh,
no
Morgana
idea.
Q.
Oh, Camille went in.
Oh,
They
there
do
goes the
actually.
Camille gonna jump over.
Ooh, they
Yeah.
weren't all together on this, so they didn't time it correctly with the Camille going in. So
I feel like that Morgana should have queued into that first. I feel like she could have had a good chance of trying to get him.
mhm. Yeah, just throw it into the very center of it, and you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well.
Then you just back away and you just call it quits.
Yeah, because now with Camille starting her E, she is really in a bad situation for her lane now. Um, her E does absolutely nothing in this lane, so the fact that she has to start that instead of like either even her Q is fine, but really you want to start with the sweep, her W. So that's very unfortunate for her.
It looks like the Amumu's going to start top at his red, so we might have some cross jungling here. We're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do.
Yeah, with all the changes that they've done to jungle over the past couple years, especially with the jungle item, he doesn't have to start blue buff, which is fine.
Morgana trying to get a Q there onto that Lux, not quite. Throwing out a little bit of damage, but seems to be sitting pretty even all across the board here for the time being. Let's see
Lethal
if they can get
tempo
the level
Caitlyn.
2.
Sorry, lethal tempo Caitlyn. That's an interesting one. I'll give him that. That's interesting.
We'll have to see if he can do anything with it. Galio is a little bit low here from the poke from the brand. Now, this is exactly pretty much where this Gangplank wants his wave to be.
Yep.
If he can sit this right here and just slowly farm this out, he'll easily be able to make some damage come late game.
Already down two corrupting pots, though. That's definitely not good. But Camille doesn't have any pots to her own, so.
No, but he does have biscuits to help him out.
Yep. Gonna have to see how this game progresses. Currently, in the state that it is, the Gangplank's in favor, and the Twitch is in favor. Heck, even the brand is in favor. So, good on them for the first couple of minutes here into this game.
They'll just have to play smart, take their time. Bottom lane does have a little bit of a level advantage and a slight CS advantage depending on how well this Caitlyn does. Not so great so far, unfortunately.
Yeah, down a full wave.
Mm-hmm.
Same to the Galio in mid lane. Oh, but we got a gank coming in.
Oh, looks like Lilia is coming through the top. Nothing's going to come from it. The Amumu might try to do something there as well, but it looks like he's just going to opt to back it out. Not a whole lot happening there with that. Bot lane still doing their thing. That Caitlyn needs to try to pull forward with some of that CS, but so hard with a Twitch and a Lux. Twitch just throwing out that damage. Great root from the Lux there onto the Morgana. Spell Shield's
Oh,
gonna
gank top.
not really do a whole lot, and it looks like now the Lily is coming for the gank on top. Flash away, manages to survive that, but he is going to be down his summoner spell.
Okay, he was able to pick up the Sheen, so he's in a pretty good state. I love little tiny thing that the Blink just did. He used a corrupting pot while he was still in base to like get an extra bit of faster regen for his health and mana. It's a little thing that only like increases the way that he can go out just by like a quarter of a second, but just that little bit allows him to get out faster.
That could make the difference. Now it looks like the Caitlyn and the Morgana are going to start pushing their wave a little bit, trying to get a bit of an advantage. The Galio did close his CS gap, so hopefully he can do something with that. Twitch just being annoying as hell like usual.
Hmm. He is going to be in the lead of CS. Even if he misses literally all of this, he's still going to be ahead of the Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's gonna pull away by about 2 waves here.
I don't think I agree with the Caitlyn back here, but to each their own.
Only so much you can do. Top lane looks like the Camille might be in a little bit of trouble here. She's down to under 20% health. Now just barely a sliver. Gangplank almost managing to get that kill, but she's going to jump into the bush and she's going to back. Is he going to try to throw something out there? Nope. He's going to let that be. Nearly getting that kill. She tried diving in on him. Almost regretted it. And she comes back a little bit late, not quite full on health. She does take a tower hit here. She's down about 20% health at the moment. We're going to have to see if she's going to try to dive in here onto the Gangplank. Looks like she's just going to leave him to farm, and they might try to do something mid. Galio, Brand's just going to back it away. And now they have that Gangplank kind of locked up in there. And he is down a little bit on CS, but don't think it's really going to matter with another wave coming in at him. He's just going to sit here and let it freeze.
Gangplank is freezing his lane up top lane, which is beautiful for him to do. He has 6.
Oh, and now the Brand is going to be in massive trouble here, just getting caught out by the Lilia and rocked. Gangplank throws his ult down, but not a whole lot's going to come of it. First blood going over to Imagine Cloud.
Yikes! He actually just got blasted.
Oh, I don't think he saw that Lilia coming. That was the problem there. Now the Galio and the Amumu just duking it out. First Drake is up, and it is an Inferno. We got 30 seconds on the Rift Herald. Next major fight's probably going to be around one of these neutral objectives.
Yeah, so just looking at quick bottom lane real quick for items. Caitlyn, she did back a little bit early. She didn't quite have her noon quiver. Oh, but we got a fight happening a little bit. They are going to be able to... Yeah, they're going to be able to escape. But Brand is coming in.
Oh, he might be able to get there. He does not have his ult, however, so I don't know what he's going to be able to do outside of a little bit of poke. Clear the ward and just get back to lane, it looks like. Oh, now the Camille looks like she's going to try to dive in here onto the Gangplank, chunking him down about a third. Not a whole lot going to come of it to follow it up, but it is a little bit low. Slowly regaining that health there with his pots. Barrel's throwing a lot of damage down there onto the Camille. I don't know if she wants to try to dive in on him there. She might want to try to keep her distance for a little bit. And it looks like Lilia is going to be coming in here. She's going to grab that Lux and hold her in place. Root's going to come down onto the Twitch there to hold him down. Galio's going to try to ult in here. Misses the Caitlyn. Caitlyn's going to get her ult in onto the Twitch, however. Oh, that's right. The Galio's on the same side, so it didn't matter. A little bit of a wasted Galio ult, I think.
Yeah, and in that entire time, Amumu actually snuck in and took the Rift Herald without anybody knowing.
Oh, look at that. Perfect. So a little bit of an advantage going over there onto their side. But now the Brand is just getting caught out again. He's pushed a little bit too far. And that Galio is going to chase him down in the charge, and he's going to get the kill on top of the first Drake going over to Imagine Cloud. Yeah, they did get the Amumu there. The Amumu did get the Rift Herald there, but too many kills and a dragon going over. They better make that Rift Herald worthwhile.
I was actually very confused at first while I was watching the Morgana just run straight directly towards the Twitch at the beginning of that fight bottom lane. But I didn't see that the Lux was actually caught out by the Lilia. She actually almost died.
Yeah, she got caught out in the river.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, and now the Lux coming in trying to grab the Caitlyn as they're backing. She's going to throw out a bunch of damage here, flashing to get over to her, and she might be able to get this Morgana as well if she plays this right. Throwing out some damage, getting the Q, and going gold to barely survive, but now the Twitch and the Lux, they're hovering here, going to try to do something about it. The Morgana's going to lock the Twitch into place. He's not going to survive that, though. At least she managed to get the kill, and the Lilia is going to go ahead and flash dodge that Q from the Lux, and she's going to get her own kill as well, 2 for 2. Not terrible. Nice little back and forth there. They're trying to come back into it, but might not be good for the side of Elf Army Gaming.
Amumu is gaining in the top lane.
Oh, and now we have the ult coming in from the Gangplank onto the Camille. She's getting caught out by the Amumu. Does she manage to make it away? Flash from the Gangplank to get that kill. Very beautiful there. The Brand's going to manage to get the kill onto the Lilia, but the Galio is just going to turn back and say, nope, we're going to shut you down on top of that, kill for kill. They're keeping a nice distance here, but the gold lead, not that far ahead like it was last.
Yeah, they're dropping Rift. I think they actually get tower top lane. Meanwhile, Twitch is engaging onto the Caitlyn bottom lane. She'll be able to get out of that just fine, though. But yeah, first brick going on to Elf Army. Good for them.
Yep. And once again, we have another game where Imagine Cloud does have a decent kill lead, but because of the early game objectives from Elf Army, they're keeping a slight gold lead here. But once again, I don't think it's going to matter if they can keep getting these kills, and the Gangplank's going to be in the little nook there, and he's going to manage to back away without anyone seeing him. Ooh. If they'd have just peeked, he would have been in trouble.
If he had just swept, or if the Camille just used her W, I think they would have figured it out and he would have died. But he gets out of that. Little sweaty for wear, but he's all good. He's feeling good. He's got his Essence Reaver now too, so he's feeling good.
It looks like the bot lane for Imagine Cloud is trying to push in here a little bit. Waves are going to reset back to the middle. That Caitlyn just has so much clear. They're going to constantly keep pressure here, but they need to watch the river. Right now, there's really nobody there at the moment to take advantage of it. But they do have it pretty warded up.
Yeah, 3 pinks in the river-ish area for bottom side. Like, nobody's getting past that just without being seen.
And then that deep one right near blue there to watch out for the Amumu. I don't think they're really have any opportunity to try to make a decent gank.
Yeah, like they're going to see Amumu walking down here now, and they should be just being like, okay, we're going to back away now.
Yep, and they're just letting it go. Lux tries to get a root there to hold them in place, but nothing's going to come of it.
Oh, top lane.
The Amumu is just sitting there. Now top lane, it looks like the Gangplank is going to manage to get the kill there onto the Camille, barely missing it onto the Lilia. The ult there, great placement, trying to get some extra damage out, but 1 for 1, not terrible. Still maintaining a gold lead, but they need to start closing that kill gap a little bit. Otherwise, it looks like Imagine Cloud might try to run away with this game like they did last time.
Yeah, last time they kind of... I feel like they kind of got really unlucky with the Sylas constantly stealing an Echo ultimate. But this game, that's not an option for them. So how are they going to muster a way back into this one? Ooh, I love that. That was hot. That was hot.
Just barely missed it. I mean, it's really going to come down to the group fights. I think if they can get enough roots, cages, and sleeps on the side of Imagine Gaming or Imagine Cloud, they're gonna run away with it. But man, if the Amumu and the Lux and even a Brand ult, if they can lock some people down in place, they can really burn through Imagine Cloud.
Oh, Kemp tank into mid lane.
It looks like he's going to try to charging in here, holding down the Galio into place, taking a couple of turret shots, but nothing coming of that. That's a little unfortunate. They burnt the ult for that.
Yeah, they burnt the ult. They did get the Galio flash, but again, he still has his ultimate to join into a fight. Doesn't look like they're actually going to try to fight for this dragon. They're coming in really late to this. The dragon's already gone.
They're going to come into the Drake. That's not the best thing that you want to see. Lux is going to go ahead and throw some CS. Galio's going to try to charge in there. He's going to lock the Amumu and the Lux in place. Now, the flash over from the Twitch. Amumu tries to get away, but barely can't do it. Looks like the Camille tries to jump over and take out the Twitch, but nothing comes of it. Ult from the Caitlyn can't quite take out the Twitch. That was a halfway decent fight. even though they did take the Drake, they are down 2 kills, but the gap is starting to close on the gold, and I'm wondering if Imagine Cloud is going to start pulling away with this.
So, a couple of things that I noticed in that fight. So Lilia actually could have gotten asleep onto the Amumu and Lux just to make sure, like, hey, you are dying. We don't want to have to deal with any of your shenanigans. Um, she didn't do it. She still has her ultimate up. But also, the Caitlyn did a really weird flash. I don't know what happened exactly, but she kind of flashed from the bush in the in the corner over here, just behind the blue buff, to the wall of the blue buff. She was trying to get over to the Twitch, but she kind of messed up the flash, so she was only able to get one normal auto off and the ultimate. So, kind of a few minor misplays here and there, but
Even then, they came out positive on the fight.
yes. But if they were going to pull the trigger on that fight, I think they should have gotten the TP earlier. But
Yeah, they were a little late on that if they wanted to try to get the Drake, but at least they could punish them in some way for it. But they're going to want to get the next couple of Drakes, especially with it being a mountain.
yep.
Yeah, the Galio's definitely going to want that mountain.
Yeah, it's a comparison between the Galio versus the Amumu. Galio is going to be building more AP. He's going for the what is it called? The
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Cosmic Drive. That's what it's called. I think. I think that's what he's going for. Either that or Zanya's. Both of which are fine. So we're gonna have to see what he decides he wants to go for with that. But Amumu is going to love it. So every Drake that they can take away from him is just going to be good.
And it looks like the Lilia earlier tried to do something with that Rift Herald, but Alpha Army pushed them off from that point. And now it looks like everybody's kind of sitting in their lanes. We have the Camille trying to push back against bot. Galio's going up 1-1 against the Gangplank, but it's going to opt to back away from that. They might try to get something done here, bot, but that Lilia is there. I wonder if they're going to try to go in. And yep, the Camille's going to go in, ult around the Lux. They're going to try to get a TP in here, but it looks like it's going to turn back around now that the Twitch is pulled in there along with the Amumu. The Galio's going to get caught out here. He's going to try to take Lux out, but just quite can't do it. And it looks like the Caitlyn ult's not even going to take out the Lux either. And now they're going to dive back onto the Lilia. I don't know why they tried to turn back around onto that fight. They are outnumbered. They are outplayed.
Yeah, so Galio was kind of, I'll say it, he was a little tilted running in to try to get the Lux. He should have just gotten out, knowing that it was 3-1. You're trading a mid lane that had a shutdown versus a support. That's not worth it.
No.
So, good on Elf Army Gaming to really kind of bait that fight very well.
And capitalize on the bad decisions for that one there.
Yep.
They are starting to really pull away with a bit of a gold lead here at about 3K. They're closing that kill gap, and it looks like even though they've been in the lead with gold, they've been down on the kills, but now they're starting to pull away with it, and they're starting to look like they're the team that should be leading this match.
For just answering in the chat, these teams are high gold, low plat, I believe. I know for sure high gold. Yeah, so like just, and also the thing about this comp that Imagine Cloud put together, so the idea is that you are supposed to have the Galio roam to wherever the Camille is, and have the Camille just ult somebody, and whoever they ult, they die, because the amount of lockdown that you have with both the Camille ult and the Galio ult, and hell, just throw the Lilia in there for extra damage. That person is just dead. They didn't do that once.
Well, hopefully they can start communicating about that better. The Camille does have her teleport coming up here shortly to come and engage in this fight.
I don't think
it's going to be late anyways. I don't think that they should. They should let this go. Just let them have the Drake. There's nothing that you can do about that. Don't give them any more kills.
Yeah, it's literally the second Drake of the game for them. You can let that one go. You don't even actually have to fight for the next one if you don't feel like you're strong enough yet. It's not until like that sole point that you can probably really start fighting anyways. But at the same time, this is an early game comp, and it fell behind.
Yeah.
This is not a good look, especially since Gangplank is going to keep scaling very hard. Already has his 2 items. Twitch already has his 2 items that makes him a monster in team fights. Brand is going to keep scaling as the game progresses because the opposing side gets more health, meaning he has a better passive. And Amumu is their frontline. So it's looking better and better um, for Elf Army Gaming in this game as the game progresses from this state.
Well, let's see if they can continue to do that and not make any mistakes. It will take one wrong fight. If Imagine Clouds can really take over, they can try to pull away with this game. But right now, it is definitely in favor of Elf Army.
Ooh, I didn't notice. So I didn't notice it the first time. So Lilia was actually giving the red buff to Caitlyn, but her passive stole it. Eek. And nobody's really here to defend this mid lane, so they're going to bring it down to about half. Yeah, that's pretty much all that they're all going to get from there. Fine. This Camilla's not in a happy place.
Nope, she's not in a good spot, but she manages to pull out of the bad area she was in. And it looks like everyone's just trying to get some CS, trying to push lanes and get an advantage. We might get the next fight here around Baron if someone decides to do it. Curious if somebody might try to bait it, but probably won't happen. We might get the next fight around Drake, or at least the next big one.
Oh no! Oh, she have it netted in the wrong direction.
That was unfortunate.
So that actually does bring up a pretty decent point. I think that Caitlyn should have actually taken Cleanse in this game. Just looking at what champions that she has to deal with.
Yeah, with the amount of lockdown in the CC that they have, probably would have been the much better option for her.
And Lux also went Night Harvester. Ah. So much pain.
Yeah, Elf Army might try to pull away with this here. I don't think Imagine Cloud, especially if they keep slowly pushing forward, keep winning these fights, they're not going to be able to turn this around.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Let's see what happens. Most of the lanes are pushed in against Cloud here.
Lilia's
Might getting a
bottom
gank.
side?
Nope, not going to happen.
Nope, they're
She
actually...
decides to pull out.
So many pink wards in this bottom side. There's 4 pink wards in the bottom side river for red side.
A lot of vision having that much control and knowing what's going on.
Yeah, from before it was like 3 pink wards for blue side, so yeah, vision's just gone to their side, and at this point, so both 80 carries and both mid laners at this point should have their blue trinket. Galio can go with a red trinket, I guess. Red side, they did swap their trinkets, which is nice. 1 normal ward is fine, but no blue trinkets from the blue side. So I do want to see them next time they back to just be like, hey, fix that.
Somebody needs it. Oh, Lilia has to flash away to get away from that 3-man gank.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuns coming in on her, and she was able
Had
to
to
react
play it
fast
safe.
enough.
And we got the Drake coming up here in 15 seconds. Like you said, that's not Soul, so they don't really have to fight for it, but that's the second Mountain Drake that you're putting on the Amumu. You better hope that you're gonna win that next
Ooh,
Drake.
I like this. They're trading it for
Oh, they're gonna
Baron.
trade Baron.
Oh, I
Okay.
like it.
Gangplank does
I'm
have
okay
his
with that.
TP. They have to commit now. They're not
They're
committing.
not
Nope.
committing it. Nope, they're
No.
giving it up immediately. So that would have actually been a beautiful trade because at least a Mumu wouldn't be there, and that's a huge team fight ultimate that couldn't be there. But now they kind of just. Ooh.
Ooh, flash from the Caitlyn to get away from that Amumu.
No,
Barely
no,
missing that.
she Gale forced each. She didn't actually flash, but
Oh, did she?
The Amumu flashed, yes.
Let's see, yeah, the Amumu flash trying to get to her.
But they were able to pick up the Lilia on the side there. I think it was the Lux Q was able to snare her.
Yeah, she was way out of place for that fight. They just turned right around onto her for that. Now it looks like they're trying to push in mid lane. Gangplank is pushing top on the split there. The Camille is pushing down bottom, trying to get that turret for them. She does have her TP up if she needs it. She's going to take a couple tower shots here. I don't think she realizes she doesn't have a wave.
Yeah, it's currently it's just all Elf Army Gaming. They've done really well to weather the storm of the pick comp early game, and their team fight comp is just performing better now at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really coordinated with their movements as well. They're not getting caught out like they were last time. They seem to have picked very well and are utilizing what they need to get an advantage and take a lead.
Yep.
It's about a 5K gold difference. Most of that's coming from tower plates and from the neutral objectives they've been taking.
Well, also the Gangplank, he has a very significant gold lead over the Camille.
Yeah, he spent all of that time up top just farming away 227. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a 3K gold lead by himself over the Camille.
Mm-hmm. Now they do have, I will say this, like you said, there is a lot of vision coming out from the side of Elf Army. I have one quarrel with it though. It's on the wrong side of the jungle.
Yeah.
They need to get some more deep wards in here, especially with all those towers down. You need to take advantage of vision and really keep Imagine Cloud locked into their area, or run the risk of trying to go out and get caught out.
Yeah, so the wards that are over in their blue side jungle specifically, those two, those can get moved.
Oh, for sure.
The one in the pit is fine for making sure that you're still good for when you're setting up for dragons later.
But it's a little close to the wall to where they can shoot over the edge at it.
Oh, they got the Lux.
Oh, and here we go. The Lux is going to go to sleep by the Lilia. Galio's going to go in there, going to go ahead and melt him. The Amumu may have made a mistake, but the Brand's going to try to come in, throwing out some damage onto Lilia, managing to get the kill on there. And the Morgana's going to go gold, trying to keep everybody away from the rest of the team. That's a bit of a sacrifice there for her. Probably the best choice in the given situation from them, but now they're going to leave the door open for a Baron for Elf Army.
Yeah, and Elf Army takes this really fast with Brand and Twitch.
Oh lord, it's already at half.
That's what happens with not just percent damage, but percent of max health damage.
Right. Yeah, that was that was a great attempt on that Lux, but unfortunately that Amumu came right over that wall and just smacked down the rest of the team and just caused them to panic a little bit. And then the Brand coming in with that extra damage just to follow it up.
Yeah.
Luckily that Morgana decided to sacrifice herself. Otherwise, I think that might have been an ace.
It would have been 4 for none because the Camille was elsewhere.
Oh, the Camille was splitting. Yep.
But also because of the panic that everybody was having because the Amumu was there, the Brand ultimate that was able to get off, it actually hit everybody that was there that was left.
Yeah, it bounced around quite a bit, more than it needed to.
Yeah, so and that was just because of the panic that was introduced from the Amumu showing up there randomly from Elf Army for them. So good on the Amumu to respond appropriately. Oh, the double binding.
Oh, now the Lux is going to double bind and get the ult off. They're going to drop both the Morgana, the Caitlyn, and the Lilia. And now it looks like the Amumu might be in a little bit of trouble, but he's going to get some backup here. He's going to have to flash over the wall to get away from the Amumu, and they're going to have to give up this soul. There's nothing that they can do about it.
Yep. Yeah. So, very good adaptations for them for game two. I, I'm sorry, but I'm going to write this game off for Elf Army Gaming to just take this here. They have
Yeah,
Baron buff. They have the Elder, or they have the Dragon Soul for Earth Drake, so they're very tanky.
they're
Um,
just so far ahead in CS, especially on the top side.
yeah, like the only one that leads is the Galio, and that's really nothing that's that great to write home about.
Mm.
Um, Brand has his
Well,
double burn items. Uh,
Galio nearly getting caught out there.
ugh. Oh,
I don't know about this. This might not
leap
go
onto
in
the Brand.
favor of them. They're going to try to leap in there, but they're just going to start getting melted around. There's nothing really that they can do about what's happening. They're just way too far ahead. They can't do enough damage. They can't stay out of all the CC that they have. It is a 1-for-2 in that fight in favor of Imagine Cloud, but it's not really going to matter. They could easily 4v3 this fight.
Yeah, Twitch and Lux are still even untouched. Like this is just
Yeah, they're too healthy. They got 2 inhibs out of that push.
yep. Yeah, so I'm Imagine Cloud. I'm already just talking about next game because this is gone. 10k gold and the whole
Mm-hmm.
and Lost Soul now. Elder's going to be coming up in about 4 minutes. Baron in 3, and those either those or whatever the next team fight is going to end the game.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, now we're starting to see that vision get pushed down into the enemy jungle for Elf Army. Exactly what we wanted to see. Now their side of the map here for Elf Army is just lit up like a Christmas tree. They can tell exactly what Imagine Dragon or Imagine Cloud is doing in their own jungle.
that's a music group.
They're gonna get me confused as hell with this.
Oh, then you should
Especially if
definitely
we
not.
start talking about Drakes.
You should definitely not look at the other divisions. Then there were 4 different Imagine teams.
Well, I see there also is a Cloud 10, so
Yep.
that's not going to confuse me because I'm a massive Cloud 9 fan, actually sitting in my custom Cloud 9 Secret Lab chair. So C9 all the way, all day. Jack, you're building an amazing team. I love it.
Just maybe fix up your latest social media a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe you should shut down your Facebook account.
For Worlds, your content is perfect. During the regular season, though, definitely needs work.
Well, hey, it doesn't matter because they lose the off season every time, right?
Yeah.
Jack's favorite thing.
It's like, how many seasons can they lose the off season and still come away
Dominant.
as like the top 2, top 3 team in NA?
Well, now it looks like we're going to get the final push in here on the top lane for Elf Army. Imagine Cloud is trying to hold off as much as they possibly can, but that tower just needs a sneeze and it's going down.
Yeah, so Lilia's trying to look for like the god bubble that gets 5 people. It's never going to happen, so
Or at least hits the right wall. I don't think she's going to get anything close to what she wants here.
yeah, like
That
here.
Caitlyn might get caught out. Nope, she's going to manage to make it away.
Ooh, that was
Good luck, Shrew. Right into
oh,
Beetle's just going to get melted for it. Galio's going to try to go in and do something at the very least, but he's going to get caught out and he's going to go gold. He's going to try to survive as much as he possibly can, but both Nexus turrets down and we're now starting to beat up on the Nexus. Imagine Cloud's trying to do what they can, but nothing's going to come of it. Last minute kill there onto the gangplank. Yep, they're going to pad the stats just a little bit on their side. And now it looks like Elf Army has tied up this best of 3, 1-1, and we are going to a deciding game.
Lilia, I don't like your
You
score.
tried.
You tried, but your score is not very Christian friendly here. So, congratulations to you just read Elf
I
Army
just saw
Game
it.
to Elf Army Gaming for tying up the series. Very good adaptations to them. So now we're going to see adaptations from Imagined Cloud. We'll be back in a couple of minutes after a quick break. Don't go anywhere for this Game 3 climactic showdown of this series.
Let's do it.
Dun dun. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 3 of Elf Army Gaming versus Imagine Cloud. Elf Army Gaming came back with a very convincing game 2. Uh, After a slight uh, fiesta in the early game, they were able to close it out very cleanly as the game progressed. Now we're going to see high adaptations from both teams since now both teams have lost to each other. So we do see the Silas banned away from Elf Army. No, we do not want this. Fiora and Gnar also coming out for bans in the top lane.
Don't blame him for that, Silas. I wouldn't want to deal with that, and
Mm-hmm.
especially then that Thresh there as well. That Thresh had some clutch hooks. So, but it looks like they might leave this Galio open again for Cloud.
I mean, I don't really feel like they should pick Galio again. Because, like, yeah, it got a lot of kills and assists, but it didn't really do anything.
Didn't do as much as we wanted.
Yeah, now that the Silas is banned, they can pick the Echo and not feel threatened by having an opposing Echo as well.
Yep.
um, so good for them. That's fine.
That's the other annoying thing about Silas too is, if you're in the midst of a fight and he steals something, sometimes you can't tell what he's going to steal unless you saw him.
Ooh, we got the
And it's
Seraphine
Sarah.
pick
Mm.
and a Jin. Okay,
Oh,
so
they're finally getting that Jin.
all right, so they're putting presents for their bottom lane this time. Good, I like that. I think Ashe is probably the best AD carry with Seraphine, but it's fine for Jin. You know, high damage for her, for him. Sorry.
Yep.
Um, oh, and that also changes her E into a stun because it goes slow root stun. So that's going to be interesting to see if they actually pull that off correctly. Three core components from Elf Army Gaming for them as well, picking up uh, Gangplank and Twitch to pair with that Echo Jungle.
Twitch was pretty nasty last game. Looks like they're going to leave their support open for their next round of picks. Let's see what Imagine Cloud decides to do with the last one here. Do they go top? Do they go mid? They go top with the Ornn. Definitely, that Ornn definitely worked out quite well for them last game. He had a lot of good ults. He had a lot of good engages, and just the fact of having all of those extra items on top of it
Mm-hmm.
just changes the game.
Yeah, so from what I've learned is that Elf Army Gaming, they're probably going to look for utility support. So the Nami is a good ban. I would say either a Lulu probably is another good option of a ban if they do play Lulu. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or hell, even the Lux was fine.
Yeah, I
Um,
was gonna say the Lux or even a Morgana since it's open. They're both gonna be pretty rough. I almost feel like they should have banned the Morgana because I would have much rather, or the Morgana because the Morgana on Elf Army, that negates some things from Seraphine, Jin,
Orn.
Ornn, the shield that she has there. Man, I almost feel like I'd much rather have
Well,
Lux.
so here's the thing: they can actually flex the Seraphine to mid lane, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility that they still pick up the Morgana here, away from
Or,
Elf Army.
or even put the Morgana mid.
Yeah, same. Like, so, both are options for them. So we're gonna have to see what happens here for their fourth pick. Like, they have to pick. Uh,
They'd have to pick it now.
yeah. So if they do, okay. So Elf Army, they're going to probably pick up the Morgana or some other. Like I said, Lulu is still a champion for utility. Um, Sona, Seraphine version 1.
Yep.
So yeah, there's the Lulu,
Yep. There's
like I
Lulu.
thought. Um, and now we're gonna have the mid laner. They're gonna have to pick the mid lane blind here. Um,
Question is, what do they go with?
I I would think that the brand is fine. I mean, they're gonna have champions that are going to either jump onto you or be super far away from you.
I was about to say Oriana.
Mm.
Yep.
I
The
mean,
Oriana is not a terrible idea.
it's not a terrible idea. It's a standard champion, but you don't really have any delivery with it. Like Echo can, but he's not the best option. So we're going to have to see what they pick as a counter pick for this Oriana. She does have a few bad matchups. Fizz. Oh, I
Mm,
love this. This is actually like a solo queue pick into Oriana, and I love this option.
yeah, he's definitely going to win his lane against that Orion.
All right, I see some spice happening in this game with that pick. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the in-game lobby draft. Let's see if the client is screwed up for a third time in a row.
Let's see. See this time if Imagine Clouds decide to swap their roster around again.
Yeah, so this time it'll be Imagine Cloud since it's always been the red side that's had the issue. So we're gonna have to see. Um, Give us 1 second. Apparently there's a slight technical delay on Alpha Army's side. So just quickly going over, just while we're still waiting. So I do actually really like, not just because of the spice of a Magic Cloud, but they actually do have good scaling on their side to match Elf Army's scaling as well. Like Twitch Gangplank are really good scalers, and Echo and Oriana can help facilitate them to get to that point.
Hmm.
Likewise for Imagine Cloud, Kha'Zix and Fizz are really good early to mid game pressure tools for the Ornn and the Jhin to get to their power spikes. So I really like the adaptation from both sides. Um, Only problem I have with Army Gaming is somewhat of a similar issue that they had in Game One. They don't have a real frontliner. Like they're kind of looking
No,
for
they don't.
they're kind of looking for a quick one and done for fights, but Imagine Cloud are really good at that too, but they also have a frontliner. Um, so we'll have to see how that progresses throughout the game. And once a mother flippin' again, Riot can't program their client for shit. Ugh.
It's just you though.
Yeah, it's just me.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
know,
could see that be a little tilting.
it's probably because I'm such a boomer to this game that they're like, nah, he knows what's going on. But see, the problem that I have with it is that I'm also a programmer, and I went to school to get a degree in game development. How do you allow
Mm.
this to happen for your product when you're a multi-billion-dollar company?
Yeah, you kind of look at it with another perspective, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. I get that too because I have a degree in film and broadcast. So what we're doing here, I went to
Oh.
school. So this is definitely something I've been used to. However, I decided to get out of the entertainment industry about 2 years into it, just because it's if you try to get into the mainstream aspect of it, it's so
Hmm.
gilded and unionized that there's so many rules and so many regulations that you have to follow. And I get it and I understand it, but after a while I couldn't take it anymore. So I decided to come back home and I actually got a job in heating and cooling. So went from entertainment to construction to very polar opposite things.
Yeah.
But I still like to do things like this. Like me and my old guild buddies from World of Warcraft, we used to do WoW parodies and funny videos back in the day, and those were good times. Good times.
Nostalgia right there.
Uh,
I could hear the nostalgia in your voice right there.
it was good. I miss it, but I just haven't. I have a 7 month old, so I'm a new father, and I've come to realize that I can't be bouncing around games anymore. So
Mm.
I decided to completely dive into one game, and that game is League of Legends. So I still play, like some RuneScape here and there, a little bit of Minecraft. I have my strategy games of Hearts of Iron and Total War, and play a little bit of World of Warships. But it's all mostly games that I can drop and walk away, so I can keep an eye on the kid. But
Hmm.
when I do have my free time and it's just me and my computer, I try to focus on League as much as I can.
Well, we're going to have a very impactful game in this one with a lot of high early game skirmishes and a lot of team fights. I could already see it happening.
Hmm.
Um, I don't really know who I would say has the advantage, other than Elf Army Gaming doesn't have a real frontliner compared to Imagine Cloud. That's the only
Yep.
thing that I could say. Like, Imagine Cloud has like the advantage over. Uh, so it's going to be a matter of how big does this Orn get versus how big this Lulu can make the Twitch.
Right. I think it might come down to obviously the Orn playing well and not, losing early game so he can be effective late game.
Mm-hmm.
But also if they can get, Fizz has is his ult for some hard CC, Jin has some hard CC, Seraphine has some hard CC, Orn has it. As long as they can hit some of those combos just to get a couple of them locked down for long periods of time, get the Kazakhs or the Fizz in there with the Jin to support, shooting from the back line,
Yep.
they could easily melt somebody if they can lock them in place.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
really, really nobody who can withstand an onslaught like that.
Yeah, Fizz is going to go Night Harvester, Kha'Zix is going to go Duskblade, and they're just going to obliterate. Probably I would say the Lulu is probably the primary target that they want to get first, because she just facilitates everybody else. Um,
Absolutely.
if she's not there, then everybody else kind of just like drops down an extra power level. And so then Imagine Cloud can win the fight. Likewise, if Lulu can buff up Twitch and have both of them be safe enough from all of this threat from Imagine
Yeah.
Cloud, I would. It's like damage, backline threat. Like they have everything that they can do to get to the Twitch. So it's just a matter of Twitch having enough time to do that damage.
Right. Right. Yeah. If they can set up nice peel and just try to keep their distance from Imagine Cloud and let that Twitch just do his work, they
Hmm.
can pull away with this game. But that's a lot to ask for. Kazakh's being able to go invis if he can sneak around the line, Fizz being able to just go immune and just kind of jump right into the middle of the fight.
Yep.
Jin and Seraphine, both of them having some good CC if they can plant it on the right person. And then obviously an Ornhorn, if Orn gets a good ult
Yeah,
off and manages to knock up most of the team.
like
eh,
Jin, Seraphine, Ornn, they're all super long range, so they don't have to be like directly in the fight to have that impact. And
nope.
Kha'Zix and Fizz will be in the front of that, sometimes with the Ornn, to make that impact happen. So,
Yep.
but at the same time, Elf Army, they have pretty good front to back team fighting.
Yeah. It's really going to come down to, Elf Army being able to know when to back away and know when to come forward. And most of the same with Imagine Cloud, but it's mostly for them. It's being able to follow up on some sort of CC engagement, either from the Seraphine or the Orin. If they can get a good hit on that, and Jin, Fizz, and Kazakhs can follow that up, there's going to be no way you're going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, so at first I didn't know Seraphine's ultimate gets extended when she hits an ally.
Oh yeah,
And then when I found out, I was very upset about that because it's like, why is that a feature, guys?
because we're having a group karaoke at that point. The more people's voices go in for it, the further it gets projected.
Oh
Come on, this is a sing
no.
along here from the Cloud team.
No. No.
It's karaoke time, baby.
Like literally they just took everything that Sona does and made it better.
Yeah, she definitely got shafted by Seraphine, unfortunately.
Yep. All right,
Yep.
we're getting into this transition. Who do you think, Chad, is going to win? Elf Army Gaming on the blue side, Imagine Cloud on the red side.
Oh, Imagine
What's
Cloud.
Imagine Cloud? All right, we have one for Imagine Cloud. I want to see Elf Army Gaming take the sweep. Let's get in this. All right. It's looking like everybody's got a skid in this game. We were missing a few for the past couple of games, but everybody pull out your wallets.
I will say one thing that I do like over on I think when I looked at it was the Elf Army Gaming. They do have a lot of comfort picks with a lot of high mastery, level 7 masteries.
All right, so I pause at 10 seconds. Are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, yippee-ki-yay! Let's do it.
All right, so I think that we're going to see just standard 5 point for everybody because
Mm-hmm.
um,
Game 3, you don't want to run the risk. You can try to go for an invade, but
neither
I mean, a
team.
couple of good options. But I mean, who really is going to have the better invade here?
I would think that Imagine Cloud would have a better counter invade with the Seraphine, but she would have had to have charged up her E a bunch of times before they got out to this point. Oh, Orn's so rude. Gangplank, Gangplank here just wanted to have a dance, and then you throw a pillar at him.
And he's really disappointed about that.
Yeah, it's like, he just want to have a good time before we get to all of the poke that Gangplank is going to do to you.
Yep. See, he's getting ready for that karaoke time with Seraphine. He's trying to get Gangplank in there with it.
Oh yes, yeah, so
Gangplank's trying, but nobody wants to play.
let me just fix a couple of things real quick. I was mentioned pregame to turn up the volume, so turned it up a little bit more. So hopefully everybody has better, clearer sounds.
They just don't like listening to us.
Yeah,
I understand.
it's like everybody hates hearing their own voice.
I'm one of those guys that loves the sound of my voice.
Echo actually got an earlier start for going to his second camp, but Kazakh's running over to the blue buff.
Yeah, he's gonna looks like he's gonna go ahead and cross jungle here.
Oh my god. No, so this is so smart. They have no vision of it.
So they have no idea that it just happened.
Yeah, and he did use a sweeper, so he knows that they don't know. But oh my god, this is actually the 200 IQ play because now he's going to be able to clear like probably the Gromp, and then just back up over to his blue side. So he's going to triple quadrant him.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna leave Echo very much lacking early game here. This might be a deciding factor early game that's gonna put Imagine Cloud far enough ahead that it's just really not gonna matter.
Yeah, like you're not going to see the difference until Kazakh's leaves his side.
Oh, but here we got a flash here trying to go in onto the Seraphine, getting thrown damage, and that Twitch getting first blood. He might even get a double kill here. Flash from the Jhin trying to get away. Not quite going to get it. Flash from the Lulu and the double kill going on to the Twitch. What a great start here for Elf Army. Fantastic. They might actually pull away with this.
I actually missed how that even start. How did Seraphine actually just get locked up that badly to take that?
Well, the Jhin was focusing too much on the Lulu, and the Twitch just kept hitting the Seraphine. They were just split. It was ADC against support and ADC against support, and the Twitch came out on top.
Yeah, Lethal Tempo versus Dark Harvest is going to do that.
That is very unfortunate there.
Oh, in mid lane, we do see Fizz already gone through all of his corrupting pots. Echo tried to go and take. Oh no, he took most of the Raptor camp there. He has 19, so he didn't fully clear it.
Amazingly, though, that Echo is managing to keep up in CS, even though he lost about half of his top jungle.
Yeah, very good from him.
Hopefully,
Well,
it doesn't
also,
look like...
so the gold is kind of the same for Kha'Zix, um, because he didn't clear up his top camps.
Oh, and now we got a dive in here coming from the Kazakhs, and the Fizz not quite going to get it. They get the flash out of the Orianna, and she's going to just survive that. Looks like bot lane's having a nice little duo here as well. And now the Gangplank once again is just sitting back and playing safe, farming up the
Oh
CS.
no!
We have the Echo coming in behind on the Ornn, though. He did not see that coming. Doesn't look like the Gangplank's going to follow it up, though.
Yeah,
He's
he
leaving
can't.
Echo to his own. Not a whole lot he can do, just forcing the Ornn away.
Yeah, that's fine, because the Gangplank had a lot of minions under tower. He needed to collect all of that he can.
Yep.
And now he's denying the Ornn from being a builder. But all in all, nothing gained, nothing lost really from that gank in the top lane. But Kha'Zix coming back into the mid lane, looking like.
He's kind of hovering around there. Looks like he's going to go try to catch that Orianna, who's a little bit far out into the jungle there, but deciding to back away from that. Now bot lane, looks like Jhin and Seraphine are trying to get something done on this Twitch. Not quite going to get anything that they want.
Like the amount of shield that this Lulu is giving, because she's maxing her E second or her E first. They just can't get through the shield.
Not a whole lot that they can do about that. Tower shot here coming onto Ornn. Gangplank trying to punish him a little bit for that. Getting him down to about 25% health. Now we have the Ornn coming in, and the Ornn's going to get the knockup. Yeah, but nothing's really going to come of that. Now the Orianna is trying to push back onto the Fizz. Flash from the Echo. Another flash from the Fizz trying to stay away. He's managed going to get out of that. Very, very good gameplay and very good timing on these abilities here so far from both teams.
I'm basically LS on this cast right now because I'm just making a lot of noises every time I see these plays happening.
They've been quite impressive so far. They have been quite impressive. Oh, Ornn's coming in quite deep here, trying to get this Gangplank. He's gonna get this kill, possibly. They're gonna get a flash from both of them, trying to run away from this Ornn. He can't really get too much help here because the Fizz and the Kazakhs are gonna block him off. He's going to try to turn towards the Echo here, knock up from the Ornn, and he might just get that kill, and he is.
Nice
taking the lead up top. Very well done.
Nice solo kill.
Uh-huh. He chased for it a little bit, but that's definitely going to hurt him in the long run. Just being down that far like that. Now the Ornn's probably going to try to push in on this tower, but he is going to use the TP to get back. Now he's going to try to get some revenge in here, just diving right in onto the Ornn.
Yeah, but he's got a big minion wave. He doesn't want to fight in that. He's already lost 15% of his health, I want to say. 15, 20%.
Yep. Quite a bit of damage coming out from that Ornn. He is going to get that knock up there. Once again, diving right in and taking him to about half health. He just has so much of an advantage. Now 25% health.
Ornn's about 20, 30 seconds away from his ultimate coming back up, so he may want to keep the Gangplank under here as much as he can.
Do have the Infernal Drake up, and the Rift Herald just popped up as well. We'll see if Imagine Cloud is going to try to go for this early here, but instead it looks like the Kazakhs just going to go over to the Echo's topside jungle, steal away that blue one more time.
Yeah, that's huge for taking that away from Echo all this time. And even more so, it's denying it from the Orianna.
That's the other big thing there as well. And the fact that the Echo isn't catching on and trying to vertically jungle as well, but with the fact that, you know, Imagine Cloud has so much vision over there, they're going to know instantly if he tries to do anything.
Oh, he is
and
taking
unfortunately,
Dragon.
Oh, he is going to try to take Dragon early here. He's going to try to solo it. No one's going to see that there on the Cloud side. And now mid and bot from Elves are going to come up and try to support him here. It looks like the Fizz is going to try to get some eyes, and he's going to opt out of it and just go back to mid.
Nice sneak.
Good decision. Good decision to get that Drake.
Yeah, good sneak from Elf Army. But we do have a collapse happening into the top lane for the Gangplank, both Fizz and Kha'Zix.
Looks like they might try to go in for a dive here on that Gangplank. They're just waiting for the opportunity. Nobody sees it coming in. Ornhorn coming in and just barely missing it. Can't quite make it connect. Now the Orianna is coming up, but the Fizz might try to chase her down. She might be getting caught out a little bit too far here, and now the Kha'Zix might be starting up that Rift Herald, and they're going to trade neutral objectives, it looks like. And now, the ult coming from the Gangplank, and the Ornn is going to get shut back down from the Gangplank. 1-for-1 back and forth.
Now
Kha'Zix is going to try to come in here and take advantage for that, make him pay for staying out a little bit too far, throwing a lot of damage out both ways, but it's not going to matter. Kha'Zix getting a kill and getting the Redemption top lane, still maintaining the lead there a little bit.
I like that little help ping.
Yeah, can't really do much. Help me.
It's like Gangplank, help.
Yeah, he got a little caught out there, but not going to change too much because Elf Army still has the lead, and it looks like they're going to get some gold here from the plates, but the Jin's going to pull out the curtain call just to try to push them all away, and the Fizz might try to come down here and help them 3-on-3, but he's going to opt to back away and go back to the lane.
Mm-hmm. So I actually do like that. As soon as the Twitch came out of his invis and popped his ultimate, Jin immediately flashed. Like, he didn't even want to think about what was going to come up with that.
No, better safe than sorry. Orianna and Fizz just kind of duking it out here in the mid. Orianna does have the wave pushing in. Ornn still keeping the Gangplank under his tower. But the Gangplank is leading in CS, so he's not terribly concerned about it, it looks like.
Plus, he also got the call, so he is ahead in terms of gold by like 200 right now. So he's sitting pretty right now. He's doing just fine.
Yep, no need to push forward, no need to do anything too crazy. Just take advantage of what you can and keep that Ornn in check.
Yep. Yeah, so good on him. Good on both sides so far, actually. It's like,
now the Ornn's going to go ahead and try to dive in here on the Gangplank, taking about 20% of his health, now down to 25. But it looks like he can't do too much of anything on that, and it looks like the Elf Army is going to take this Rift Herald unopposed. But now the Fizz looks like he's trying to come down bot lane for a flank. He is going to get caught out by that pink ward in the tri-bush. Let's see if the Twitch and the Lulu notice it. They do, but it might be a little bit too late. Jhin and Seraphine trying to come in here to make them pay for it, just missing.
Oh, they got the charm.
The Seraphine's going to charm her back right into her, and they're going to get the kill there, along with the Kha'Zix coming down, trying to get some shots there onto the Twitch. Not going to get anything from it, but they better take advantage and try to push that bot lane with all of them there.
Kha'Zix is still looking for that Twitch. He wants him, but he's not going to find it.
Trying to get a jump on that, but can't quite get it. That is unfortunate, but now they're going to have free reign to just beat on this tower and get a couple of plates, and they're going to be able to slowly close this gold lead here, and imagine Cloud might be able to start turning this back into their favor.
Yeah, so next Drake is an Earth, so we're going to get either a Cloud or a Ocean, which both are just beautiful for both sides.
Mm-hmm. Got some regen, or you got some movement speed and cooldown. Either way, not a terrible option either way.
Oh yeah, this is actually going to be disgusting for both sides, no matter which one they choose.
Oh, and now the Orianna getting that pull-in on the Fizz. Gangplank ult coming in, trying to take him out. The Echo can't quite connect, and the Fizz is just going to back away and head back towards his base. Nope, he's going to stick around.
He he should have backed here because Dragon's coming up. He doesn't have resources for it. So now they're
No,
just
but
going to have
even
to give
even
it.
even if he backs now, it's going to take him 30 seconds to get back to where the Drake is.
Hmm.
He might show up in time for a fight, but if they can melt it down fast enough, it's not really going to matter.
Yeah. Oh, and
Ooh,
now
and the
Ornn
Ornn
is taking a lot.
taking some good chunks. He's going to Ornn Horn alt, trying to do something against that gangplank. Bot lane, we're having some fight over here around the Dragon Pit as well. And it looks like they're going to take their second Drake over on Elf Army side. And the the Cloud Soul is going to show up.
So I think Cloud Soul benefits Imagine Cloud a little bit more because they do a little bit longer sustained fights. Um, I think that they're going to be feeling a little bit better if they can get that Ocean Soul, but with two Drakes already down, uh, Elf Army is very much in control of Dragon right now. Um, the comp is starting to come together for them. Oh, but we got a gank in the bottom lane.
We got a gank coming in bot lane. We got a TP coming in, and the Echo's going to try to engage and hold them in place there. The Seraphine is going to ult and keep that Echo locked down, throwing a lot of damage, but just can't quite do it. They're going to hold the Seraphine in place with the Orianna and the Lulu ult on top, or not the ult, the Polymorph on top of it. She just can't go anywhere, and she gets melted.
Yeah, now Jhin is trying to open up just to clear out the wave, make sure they can't get any more. But they're going to get this tower. It's gone and done.
Oh, and that Shelly might have one more charge left in her too. If they should stick around and escort that. Nope, gonna let it go. They should have frontline for that Shelly for one more charge.
They finally clear out that pink ward, so now they'll be able to help track it for the blue side for a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Echo may finally get a blue buff yet, but definitely not his own.
No, now that's the third one going over to that Kha'Zix there. And it's amazing, even though he's had that invade constantly, the Echo is still maintaining an even fight CS-wise against this Kha'Zix. Now they're going to try to go in here onto the gangplank. Can't quite make it.
Ornn just got his ultimate up, so a little too early, but at the same time, they're already being rotated on, so...
Yeah, not a whole lot you can do about that. Lulu's coming up there just to do some warding, trying to get a little bit of pressure, but not a whole lot that they're going to be able to do from that.
Yeah, so while the kills aren't looking like it, there's been a lot of action in this game already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Seraphine's caught.
Oh, Seraphine's going to get caught out here by the Orianna.
Or he still has Shockwave.
Oh, no, but she's going to get stunned there by the Jhin, managing to help get her away. That could have been a lot worse for the support there on the side of Imagine Cloud.
So, Jin's W is just a root, so she could have still casted her ultimate there. She just chose not to. Huh.
No, probably didn't think that she would have been able to do anything with it, but again, probably a better safe than sorry situation.
Yeah, they're currently Imagine Cloud is on the back foot of this game, so they're going to have to play up for getting this Fizz going. He finally's got that Night Harvester. Kha'Zix has the Duskblade, so they really need to get those two going. Like, the fact that they haven't really gotten going yet is concerning for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to have to see how the late game goes, especially with the Ornn items now starting to pop up here slowly.
Yeah, he's level 12 now. He'll be getting his first upgrade next level. They do see the Echo onto that ward, so Ornn is just going to walk away from here.
Kha'Zix taking his blue. I think he's had enough of blue buffs, but apparently he thinks differently.
He needs more.
No, he does not need more. It's not that he needs more, it's just the Echo needs less.
So this is really bad rotations from Imagine Cloud. Like, they know that the Echo was topside, but they're not actually doing anything to stop. Oh, he just jumps
now the
on
Kha'Zix
the
is going to flash right into the Twitch there, getting caught out, bad placement, and he just takes advantage of that and belts him out.
Yikes. Okay, that was definitely a yikes moment.
Yeah, that's gonna be that could be a nice deciding factor for them to start turning this game around as we slowly go into mid game here.
So
We're
that
gonna have Baron coming up shortly, and they did not get. Oh, they did get the Rift Herald. Looks like Echo managed to pick it up before it went down.
Oh, but
And
he's got
now the
onto the Lulu.
Lulu's caught out. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oriana's gonna try to run
Oh, she
away, but
got
she
rooted.
gets stunned by the Seraphine, and the Jin's just gonna go ahead. Oh, but she goes gold, managing to stick around, but the ult comes in with the curtain call, manages to get around it, but she went the wrong way. Either direction she went, the Kazakhs Jin were to take her out.
And they were able to just kill her just in time before the shockwave finished its animation.
Mm-hmm. I thought that stopwatch that she had there was going to be what saved her, but just couldn't quite pull that off. And it looks like the first Cloud Drake is going to go over to Cloud's side. Huh, isn't that ironic?
Even the
Oh,
map
and
is
now the
on this.
Lulu once again getting caught out in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, she just got back up too.
yeah. But yeah, even the map is on Imagine Cloud's side. Like it's like
Yeah,
if you're going to go out, you're going out with me.
yeah, they're slowly starting to shift this back in their favor. Finally taking a gold and kill lead. We're starting to reach that point in the game where the orange gonna start coming online.
Yeah, he
That
just got
that
his upgrade.
Yeah, and the Kazakhs has 4 kills. He is well fed, and he
Oh,
just does
Kazakh's coming in
so
top.
much damage. Oh, Kazakhs coming in top, trying
Oh
to help the
no, what
Ornn,
a
missing the ult, but it's not gonna matter. So much damage coming from that Kazakhs. I didn't even see his health bar disappear. He just died. Oh,
Oh,
very unfortunate. But it looks like Elf Army is trying to take advantage here mid with that loss. Getting one tower couldn't quite get that Seraphine caught out. And they're going to opt to back away, head their separate directions here. It's still even with the kill deficit and that small gold difference,
mhm.
there is a chance that Elf Army can win this game. They just can't get caught out.
Yeah, they have to play team fights correctly. Like we said at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, get Twitch to a safe location and let him open up. Um, he is going for his Hurricane second, so when he completes that, he is going to be a terror in these fights. So they have another like couple of minutes before he gets that item. Only a couple hundred gold off from that, so they only have really 1 minute left before that happens. So if Imagine Cloud take a fight right now before he gets it and they win it, then I think that they can start like feeling comfortable with where the game would be at. Um,
Right.
but if Twitch can finish it, like he's going for the chickens right now to make sure that he can get the item. Yeah, I think he actually has the item here. I'm not sure about full completion gold for it. He's got 1300 now. It's either 13 or 1400.
Right. And one thing I do want to point out here, the two things I want to point out, the Ornn opted to not upgrade the Kazakhs item, even though he's so far ahead, and he went for the Jin item.
Oh, they're going on this Ori.
Oh, here we go. They're going to jump on this Ori. Ori gets hit by the Ornn Horn. Fizz is trying to come in here and support. Bounces right in and just melts away the Oriana. Not going to matter. She was well far out, and this is exactly what we were talking about. They just get caught out, and their placement is just not in the right spot at the right time.
But at the same time, they aren't really getting an objective for that kill right now. So
Nope.
they need to change up a little bit of something for them to actually get that objective. Yes, they were able to get the Oriana very cleanly, might I say. But what else do they gain from it? And not really much. They got a better back timer for the Ornn. Yeah, and he's going for Warmogs again, so that way he can actually trade for longer.
Yep. The longer that they let this go, the worse that
Ooh.
Imagine Cloud is going to get.
Ooh, not I'm interested in this. So Kazakhs actually picked up the Serpent's Fang, which when a champion has a shield, he does more damage as well as reduces incoming shields that that champion gains for a few seconds after. So I that's a hot item right there for him. For an Orianna and Lulu like that, that's going to look good. And Echo
Oh, and that
will have it,
Lulu's gonna get caught out here again.
but they see
She
him. But they
barely
see him.
catches him. It doesn't matter though. Why did she decide to go that way? Why did she path that way? Nearly giving a
Oh,
kill
Twitch ult.
over to that Kazakhs again. The Twitch is gonna try to ult. The Jin's gonna try to ult as well. Gangplank ult coming in. Fizz ult coming in. Nothing really connecting. Oh man, that Lulu almost
Dragon
got
and
caught
10.
out
Oh,
again.
the Ori.
Oh, the Ori and the Fizz trying to show up to each other. We're getting a teleport here coming from the Gangplank, wanting to join this fight. The Orin does have his up, and he's going to have to come now. He needs to
Yeah, he
come
needs
now, otherwise the entire team is going to be in trouble. And that Fizz nearly getting caught out. Flash from the
Okay,
Gangplank
right
trying
there.
to
That's
follow up on him, and he's now in trouble. The
Orange TP
teleport
coming
coming
in.
in way too late from the Orn.
They're
Even
still
though he's
going
coming
for
in
it.
from the back line,
Oh,
it's
nice
not really
four-man
going to matter.
ultimate.
He gets polymorphed, and now they're going to try
Oh,
to
they got him.
maintain this fight, but they're going to try to turn it around. Now the Jin, the Ori, and the Echo go
Oh, we got
down.
the Twitch.
The Twitch goes down. Now we are 2v3 here, but they're going to have to back away from this fight because they're just a little bit too low.
3 for 3 at the
It's
end of that.
It's 2v2 here. Excuse me. I did not see the Twitch went down.
Yeah, the
And the Kazakhs might try to go for this Drake because they do have the smite.
plus the execution from the Q is really good too.
Oh, they're pulling it out. I was
They're
gonna say,
pulling it
why
out.
are they backing away from that? That's their Drake. Don't leave it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's okay. Yeah, sorry. I noticed that the Orn was still literally in the middle of all 5 of them.
Yep.
And he just was like, "No, this Twitch is mine. That booty is mine." And
He was too late with the teleport though. That was way too late and delayed.
yeah, Fizz got dropped early into that, but because of that, Twitch actually ended up burning his flash, so the Orn was able to stick onto him.
And the only other unfortunate thing here is that 700 bounty on that Kazakh still hasn't been claimed. If they can get that onto the Twitch, that's going to turn the game for them.
Hell, even Orianna would be fine, so she can complete her Zanya's.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, she still has basically the full, like, 1,200 gold that she needs to pick up for the Zanya's, so... It's going to be a rough one for that one.
Looks like
they're going to see him on the Baron.
Orn is setting up for the Baron. They're going to start it.
Yeah,
I can't tell
we are
if this is
bottom
going to
side.
be a bait or not, but they're all bottom side. There's nothing that they can really do to get there in time for it. It's already at half health. They're
Yeah.
going to really have to push in here. And it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to have to turn and fight this. They're going to have to turn and fight this.
Oh,
Otherwise they're gonna
Jin's
get in trouble.
gone.
Nope, the Jin gets dropped by the Echo, followed quickly by the Seraphine. Orn is trying to keep everybody up and away. He managed to get the kill onto the Orianna, but he drops for it himself. And now the Kazakhs, it is in full retreat, not wanting to give that 700 gold away. And they just leashed this Baron for them. And they're going to give it away to them for free.
Yeah, so... like... The way that you do that, they needed the Fizz to keep the full pressure on in the bottom lane, and he kind of dipped out of vision. He doesn't...
Oh, we're going to get a steal?
Oh,
no, he stuck
no.
around too long!
Oh, no.
No!
Okay, so... The only solace in that is that the Lulu picked that up, but...
Yeah, that's the only,
like,
that's the only silver lining.
But, is... Okay, so she went Ardent Sensor, though, and she finished that completely with that buy. Oh, no. Okay, so Twitch is now just a monster in fights. He has everything he needs.
Yeah.
He even has his Lulu to give him an Ardent Sensor, so...
But hey, on the bright side for the Lulu, how good do you now feel catching the Kazakhs
you
out
feel-
for how many times you got caught out?
You feel amazing with that one right there.
Yeah, see how it feels, Kazakhs? That's what you get for jumping on people. I'm gonna jump on you.
Yeah, and she really did. She just flashed over for him.
Yep, she wanted that kill. She wanted her revenge, and that is going to put Elf Army ahead in the gold by about 2.5K. They are down the kills, But
But
once
they're
again, that really doesn't seem to matter if they have that gold to go with it.
yeah, they're currently in the driver's seat for the game right now. So imagine Cloud. They just need to, I guess, push out waves where they can. And if they want to go for that Cloud's Drake in a minute and a half, let them have it because that is not
Yep.
Cloud Soul point. You can
Nope.
you can forgive one Cloud Soul, because your comp is still online effectively with where it is.
Right.
Um,
And on top of that, you don't, you can give up a neutral objective, especially if it's not a Cloud Soul, like you said. But to give up a tower or two trying to defend that on the off chance that you guys do get wiped out,
wait,
that's really going to hurt you.
what's Ornn doing back there?
Is Ornn trying to come in here for a flank? I don't think that they see him. Oh, it looks
Oh,
like they're going to go ahead and
Twitch
dive
got
right on
dropped.
in there. The Jin's going to drop the Twitch. It's not going to matter. And the Ornn's going to come in on the back to follow it up. He does not have his
Oh,
ult.
no, no,
But
no,
now
no,
we're
no,
going to
no.
get a
Get away
teleport
from
in
the
here
echo.
coming from the gangplank. They need to disengage from this now. Ornn is just getting beat up. He does have his Warmog, so he will replenish that. The Seraphine needs to back up a little bit. The Ornn is just tanking this front line. They're trying to do as much damage as they can.
Ooh,
The Echo
nice
managing
timing.
to get away from that. Very good timing. They are still just pushing in on the mid here with this Baron buff. 2 cannons on top of it, and it looks like they're going to try to peel and set up for Drake, which is coming up in about 20 seconds.
Okay, so that's actually the wrong choice for them to make right here. Like, yes, Orianna can TP in, but Jin tries to go in for the Echo. He does have the final shot ready. He goes for the flash. He
Oh,
doesn't
he
quite
goes for
get
the
it.
flash.
He doesn't
Can't
quite
quite
get
get
it.
it. He's stuck under the tower, though.
Oh, but the
Now the
Kha'Zix got to the
Orianna's in
Orianna.
trouble. Kha'Zix going to chase the Orianna down. She's going to flash over the wall, and she's going to manage to get away, but Drake is now going to go over to a Magic Cloud, and you're right. You made the point that they probably should have kept pushing their lane.
Okay, they need to pull this out because Echo
They need
or
they
Gangplank
need to
can
try to
steal
get
this.
something out of this here. Nope, they're going to manage to get that Drake, and it looks like Elf Army is just going to go ahead and back away from that. They have to realize that they made a bit of a mistake there. They probably should have kept pushing with those cannons.
So I think that it was fine for them to back, but they needed to retreat all the way because they had low health bars or low mana bars. The Orianna was the only
Right.
one that was okay with that because she has teleport. She just chose not to use it, which at that point was fine because the Echo dropped to like 10% or below, and he didn't even have his ultimate yet. So the, at that point, they needed to give up the Drake, and they gave up more than that with Echo almost going down even.
Mm-hmm. A lot of damage going out and giving up that Drake, putting Cloud onto Soul Point here. They need one more. They will have the benefits of that Drake, which is going to be coming up here in about 4 minutes. Next Baron is going to be about 4.5, but I got a feeling the next fight's going to be up near top.
Yeah, so I actually am glad that Imagine Cloud actually stole that away from them because even just one Cloud Drake um, significantly cuts down the cooldown for Echo Ultimate, for Lulu Ultimate, for Orianna Ultimate. Like, those are the biggest 3 ultimates that they need for these fights to happen.
Mm.
And with them not having extra reduction, makes it easier for Cloud to play around these fights.
Yeah, but we
Oh,
need to
Jin
see
caught.
here. This Echo might get caught out because the Kha'Zix is sitting around in the jungle there. He's going to decide not to come into the backside of these guys. Curtain Call coming in, trying to throw some damage, but he's going to cancel it early. Now the Lulu once again getting caught out by the Kha'Zix. Just playing Bush Wookie over there on the side, waiting for the opportunity, and he takes it once again. I think that's the 3rd jump from Kha'Zix right onto that Lulu.
Yeah, she didn't even have time to use her polymorph onto him.
Nope. Barely had time to blink. Now we got Baron coming up here in 30 seconds, and it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to have the advantage of setting up vision here. They don't see that ward there in the bush, but they're going to keep trying to push them away from this area.
Yeah, so here we've only got a couple of pink wards out there. We got the one that Fizz just dropped it over at the blue buff. Kha'Zix doesn't have one, but he does have his sweeper. He should sweep this area just to be sure.
Yep.
The ward just died as well, so.
Yep. So that was a little late on the sweeper. You should have probably done that a bit earlier. But at the end of the day, Elf Army doesn't have any vision around this Baron, and even though they're not opting to go for it right now, they are in control of the map.
Hey, you want a fun quick stat?
Hit me.
Fizz is almost Flame Horizon the Ori.
Oh,
Oh, about a 90 CS gap in the mid lane. Um,
wow.
I don't remember that happening.
That's quite a gap. Quite a gap. And now it looks like Imagine Cloud is going to try to get a flank here onto this gank. He does not see it coming. He's not going to get caught out by the ward there. And the Ornn is going to try to pull
Oh, we
out
got a
his
TP
ult
coming in
here.
immediately.
TP's not going to matter. Whoever's TPing is going to die here. The Orianna's going to decide
Oh!
to back out of. She grabs the entire team, though, but the Seraphine managed to get her ult down. She dies for it. The Orianna goes gold, and so does the Fizz. But they're going to get 3 kills as opposed to. They're going to get 2 kills as opposed to 1 here. And now they're continuing this fight, and they're just coming in piecemeal. Echo's trying to survive it, but it's not going to matter. You guys need to come in as a full army, or you guys need to let that be one by one. You're just basically
Kha'Zix
slowly
still looking
feeding
for
them.
him.
And the Kha'Zix is
Oh!
going in for the kill, and they're going to get the ace. Once again, that Kha'Zix just melting that Lulu with very little energy.
So that was a really good ultimate from Ori, but because they kept falling in one at a time, it was not enough for her to do. So they're
No, that when that happened and that whole team got there, even though that's a nice play to try to jump in, you didn't have the follow up from the rest of the team, and you should have tried to get away from that.
yeah, like even if she had at least just the Twitch there right then and there, I think they actually would have won that fight. Just because
Yep, he may have just been a little late to that.
yep. And now Soul is up. Everybody's running to this one. Ornn is going to top lane just to collect while he does have teleport. Echo is a little late to the party there, so they're going to have to hold it off for just a little bit until they get there.
Yep. And the Ornn is the only one from a distance who has his TP up. The Gangplank does have his, but it's not going to matter. And it looks like the Fizz is going to try to jump in onto the Gangplank there, getting caught out a little too far. Him and
Fizz and
Orianna are
Kha'Zix
both
gone.
going to drop. Now the Kha'Zix is gone. The Seraphine is gone. I can't quite tell if Cloud's going to come out with this one.
Oh no,
Looks
they
like they're
lost
gonna
it.
take out the Jhin. The Ornn is trying to do what he can. Everybody is so low. He
Oh!
manages to take out 2, the Lulu and the Echo.
Oh!
He's going to die for it from the Gangplank. That is a 4 for 5 right there. What an amazing back and forth, and then a turnaround on that. And then it looks like the Gangplank is just going to go ahead and take this Drake and deny that Soul. And now we both have teams on Soul Point. This next Drake fight is going to be where it's at.
So the way that the Ornn died wasn't actually to the Gangplank. The Gangplank brought him low enough. The backtrack of the Echo's Q is what actually got him. As he was already dead. I didn't even see the Time Winder thing Q from coming back from the Echoes. I don't know how the Ornn could have seen it, but oh my god. So the Fizz got completely denied getting back out of that fight because the Orianna shockwave came as soon as he came back down with his E. And then I don't know what happened to Kha'Zix. He just
He vanished.
he was
I
at
couldn't even
25.
see where he died.
He was at 25%. He was trying to get to the Twitch, but he was already at 25% by the time he got to the Twitch. So I don't know what happened to get him that low, but that is not how that has to happen for Imagine Cloud to win it. Great job from Elf Army Gaming to win that fight and to, keep them in this game with that Cloud points. But a lot of misexecution from Imagine Cloud on that fight.
Yep. Yeah, that is very, very true. But now it looks like the Kha'Zix's going to try to come in here onto the Echo. He's going to manage to try to dive in here, but he's going to somehow botch that, and the Echo's just flexing on him.
Oh no! So, I think he kind of tunneled. Like he thought, oh wait, maybe the Echo's probably going to put his W forward more or something. But no, he actually just walked his face first into that. And now that Baron is up, they have to play around this carefully to make sure that they don't lose that too. Because if they lose Baron here, then I think they actually lose the game. So they need to defend this for another 20 seconds. Like, yeah, you just look mean at them. Just say, hey, you're not actually going to do this.
Oh, but it looks like they're starting it up. They're doing quite a bit of
They're doing a
damage
bit
to
of
it.
damage. They're keeping it
But
aggro.
they're more or less trying to bait it, quite frankly. And the Echo managing to peel away from that, taking quite a bit of Baron damage, but he's going to get out of it alive.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can engage in this fight now, however, and the Kazakhs just got up and is coming back.
Yeah,
And it
Echo.
looks like the Echo's coming back into this fight slowly. He's trying to revive his health.
Oh, but
And
also
now the
look at the bottom lane.
Kazakhs.
Look at the bottom lane.
Oh, yeah, we do have Linians coming in onto the base. The Echo's going to have to go and deal with that. And it looks like the Kazakhs is trying to come around for the flank. They don't see him coming. There was absolutely no vision, but he decides to back out of that. Ooh, I feel like he could have probably melted somebody.
It can't be the Echo that goes back. He doesn't have a way to get into the fight. It should have been the Orianna. This is a huge misplay from them. So now they are immediately going to start it. We do have the ultimate coming from the Gangplank.
Yep, and now we have the Ornhorn coming in. The Seraphine's going to hit really hard and go down to the Orianna, but they're going to take out the Lulu on top of it, and then the Twitch to back it up. Now the Gangplank is in massive trouble, going down to the Jhin, and they're going to keep chasing here. The Echo's going to try to stay onto this Ornn, but instead he's going to go ahead and gold, trying to survive, throwing out quite a bit of damage here, and it's just a back and forth. But unfortunately for Elf Army here, the Imagine Cloud comes out on top with that fight. They doesn't look like they're going to try to go for the Baron, but they are taking an advantage.
So, Seraphine and Twitch actually just blew up. Ornn was able to get onto the back line somehow again. Ornn, come on, man. You can't.
What are you doing?
You can't do that, man.
Apparently he can. He's just sitting here taking a beating from that tower, and he's going to solo that tower. Probably the best kill of the game, in my opinion.
All right, Ornn. Now Ornn's just flexing.
Yeah, but you know what? The Echo flexed first. The Ornn's getting back at him. We're nice now.
All right. Ornn has about 5,000 health right now, so he can do that, I guess.
He can do whatever he wants at this. Good golly, Miss Molly, and we have the next Drake coming here. This is going to be the soul, folks. 20 seconds coming up. We're going to have a massive fight, and this is going to determine who wins this game.
Gangplank is full items. He has nothing left to buy. Jhin is opening up.
Jhin ult coming in, trying to throw a little bit of damage out here to back them away. The Echo is going to come into the back line, grabbing both the Ornn and the Seraphine. Ornn's going to have to flash out of here. He decides to pull up his ult. Smacks practically the entire team, but the Echo's going to back away from that. And now the Fizz is going to try to chase down that Twitch. He goes gold to try to survive. Now the Echo dives in on him, manages to kill the Fizz.
He doesn't have his ultimate.
And he doesn't have anything. He manages to get out of there, though. Oh boy, I feel like Elf Army is going to slowly start to turn this game around with these kind of fights. Yeah, but it looks like they're going to try to start up the Drake, and they might give this over, and they do. Oh, and this TP is not good.
Oh, who's that from? That's Ori's.
That's the Ori. She might get caught out, and she might be in trouble. No, she decides to quickly bail out.
She, I believe she has the speed boost from summoner usage, so she literally
Luckily she had that.
Yeeted out of that fight.
That would have been big trouble if she didn't have that speed boost.
All right, so we've got final items coming in from most of the champions here, either that or Orion is really far behind. 100 CS down to the Fizz at one point I saw. Ornn completed an Abyssal Mask, which is insanely huge. It increases the damage anytime he performs any crowd control effect onto a champion for, I think, 4 seconds.
That's massive.
Yeah, and so as an Ornn, you're going to be doing that a lot. So people are going to take a lot of damage. And it's immobilization, so it's not the slow from the Q, but knockups from the WE and R.
You know, it looks like the Ornn tries to go into the river, possibly to get some vision, but the entire team for Elf Army is sitting around this Baron, waiting to get this started. Someone's going to have to get this ball rolling, folks.
Jhin aggroed Baron.
Yep. Baron got aggro. It's going to hit the Echo a little bit here, and they're going to decide to bail out of that pit. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything around this here. They just keep floating back and forth, not quite committing, waiting for somebody to
Oh,
try to hit some sort of
big,
engage.
big barrel onto Seraphine there.
She manages to survive it, getting a little bit of health back. We're just back and forth here, waiting for somebody to go in onto this fight. This is going to be the deciding fight here. Somebody's going to have to give and start this fight, or they're just going to have to go in and start the Baron and force a fight. And I feel like Imagine Cloud should do that. They should just go towards the Baron, make them come their way, because they do have they don't quite have a slight vision control with that Scuttle Crab there. They
Oh,
are
but
getting
Orange in the back,
split
they
up,
do have.
however.
Oh, they're in the back of them. They can see
Yep.
them all.
Yep. Let's see if they're going to do anything about that. The Jin ult's going to come in here and try to throw out some damage. The Fizz is a little bit too low for my comfort, but now it looks like the Gangplank is caught out a little bit here, and they're going to dive onto the Echo. He gets caught by the Fizz and the Kazik. And now the Ornn trying to throw out some CC, not going to quite get it there. Gangplank throws out his ultimate to keep them from coming in, but they do have a man. No, they don't have a man advantage. 1-for-1 in this fight here. We now have a 4-for-4 fight between these two teams. Imagine Cloud is a little spread out here right now, and I don't know if Elf Army is going to try to start this fight or
Oh,
not.
look at the bottom lane.
But now bottom, yep, they're going to have to do something about that inhibitor. It is just getting tackled on by all of those minions there.
That's at
And
least
they're going
three.
to have to deal. They can't respond to this Baron now. They have to go for this Baron.
Yeah,
The
that's
Twitch isn't going to
three
get there
waves
fast
worth.
enough.
Yeah, no, that's a Baron for Imagine Cloud, unless if Ori can get another shockwave up in time. She's not going to have it up soon enough. So it's
No,
going down for.
they're keeping them peeled out quite a bit.
Oh, they caught.
Ornn's going to go ahead and dive in
They
there
caught the
right
Lulu.
onto the Lulu. Lulu's getting a little low using the blast cone to get over the wall, but the Kazak's going to flash and once again melting out that Lulu. But now the Gangplank's going to go down. The Ornn's still on a warpath here, waiting for that Orianna to go off of the gold. She might get melted out here, and the Jin going to get a double kill from shot. Very, very well done. I think this is the game right here.
Oh, Jin is gone.
Imagine Cloud. Jin is in the back. He manages to go gold and try to save himself. They're going to take out the Twitch for it, and the Echo is trying to back away. Orange is sitting under tower, not really caring about what's going on here. And now the Kazak's going to try to dive in. Orange is maintaining the aggro. It's just so ridiculous, giving the Kazakhs all the time he needs there to clear up the rest of the team, and they're going to get the ace. And I think that's going to be the win here for Imagine Cloud.
Yeah, only Lulu is coming up soon. Everybody else is 20 or more seconds. That's game. Imagine Cloud going to meet, I think, no, that's in the other division. Yeah, no, but congratulations to Imagine Cloud with this upset against Elf Army Gaming. I think they were the 4th seed coming into playoffs. I'm not 100% sure, but congratulations to them for this upset. They went out with a Cloud Drake Soul, 4 of them, to pull off the win on this one. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, very, very well done. That was a pretty interesting final fight. I feel like it could have gone either way depending on how and who engaged that.
Yeah, like we saw great shockwaves from Orianna to keep the game pretty even, with like Gangplank and Twitch piling up on top of those. But having a frontliner helps.
Yeah, big time, big time. That Ornn definitely took more damage than he needed to, but it looked like he really didn't give a damn.
Yeah, so let's go. Okay, so we see the damage to champions, and we see Gangplank did a lot. Yes, he was beating up on a tank. Congratulations. But now let's go ahead and take a look at damage taken. And it was by and far the Ornn. An extra 10,000 over the next closest being the Echo.
Lord. Yep, that is quite a bit of a difference there.
And he only died 4 times. So he did his job very well as a tank. So
that's so nasty.
Let's see if we can get a quick post-game interview from Imagine Cloud. But so one of the actually interesting buys that I saw was the Twitch picked up a Edge of Night. So that actually allowed it so that way if Twitch threw his fish over at him, he could actually take that fish and just walk away from it. Because it would just
Yeah, but how many times did Fizz throw the fish onto him?
I saw at least twice towards the end of that game, so pretty effective buy.
It wasn't quite enough to get them the win.
All right, we're getting an interview from the man, the legend, the Kazakhs, Reese.
Oh,
Here he is, the man, the killer of Lulus, Reese.
Going.
yeah, that was a fantastic game, you guys. Getting a lot of kills and a lot of kills on that Lulu there. You had at least like what, three
Four,
or four
four of them,
solo
I
jumps
think.
onto her.
I mean, I think that's what it was. Maybe 5. I'd have to look. But
Yeah, but did you kind of feel at that Baron pit when she flashed over to get you? Did you feel like she was trying to get some revenge?
well, I mean, to be fair, I feel her flash was kind of int because she had. I was actually dead to the Baron damage because Baron had. Since Baron was going and I was standing too close to it, I took the magic resist debuff and then she queued me and I died from that and she flashed for no reason.
She was just trying to send a message.
She wanted my 1,000 gold and she got it, but I'd rather she has it than her Twitch, so that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We were hoping that that money was going to go on the Twitch, but nope, went on the Lulu.
No, that was actually a strategic int.
XT.
I was gonna try and steal it, but I was too low. I should have just backed. I inted the game. All my nests were pretty much me trolling.
Yeah, with
Like
that,
when I went top and didn't press R to get off the echo bubble.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I misclicked. I meant to hit R instead of E, and then I hit E, and then he canceled it. Like he's still mechanically good at echo, but I
Yep.
was just fed. So
yeah, very back and forth. A lot of so from their side, from key shockwaves to keep them in the game, and then from your side, Keen, Seraphine, and Ornn ultimates to keep you guys in the game. Besides you just running amok and killing people left and right.
yeah.
Uh,
And then also inting when we were having that fight by Dragon. I should have flanked around instead of jumping straight into their team.
I think I
This
remember
Gangplank just one-shot me.
that was where they got their Cloud Drake, correct?
Yes, that's where they got their third dragon.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of just vanished in that fight. We kind of lost you there.
Yeah, the entire time I'm saying, oh, I'm dead, by the way.
Yeah, like I blinked and I saw you in front of Twitch where you should have been, but at 25%. So like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I got hit by I think I just like mistimed my jump, but I got hit by a barrel combo at the same time.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so congratulations to you guys for that match. Let's see, who is the other? You will be going up against Kamikaze Penguins in the
Oh,
finals.
I get to beat Mansford?
Yeah, you
Let's
get to beat
go.
Mansford. So,
Woo!
going to be a very interesting brawl.
It'll be a repeat of the Noxus division from last season.
XD. Oh no. Oh god, no. Denying Mansford a win once again is what you're trying to say.
I mean, yeah, we knocked them out in what semifinals last season, I think. My old roster did.
Mhm.
And then we lost to Apes Together Strong, piloted by Captain Cyanite.
XD. But yeah, so definitely congratulations to you guys. Good luck to you guys in next week. Any thoughts going into that series?
Obviously we still have to respect them, and I still respect Mansford as a player. So he's probably getting all of his champions banned. XD. But no, I think that should be a good series. I think all of our matchups that series are pretty even,
All right.
provided that Mansford's 3 main champions don't get banned.
Again. So,
Yeah, that's the Mansford curse.
also, I know that you got a lot of kills, and I respect that, but I think Fizz should get MVP for this game. The fact that he went over
I mean, there were
100
many.
CS.
Yeah, there were many moments where Jamie was asking, "Can I get a kill?" And I'm like, they're just dead.
Yeah, I think that Fizz should definitely get it. The fact that you see get a Flame Horizon over an Orianna as Fizz, That's pretty hot.
I
So
mean, Jamie's a very good player.
yeah.
He
So
used to be much higher ranked than he is now, but
days gone by. So
yeah, exactly. Everyone's used to that, except for me. I'm just bad.
we all are. That's why we're in a casual league. So
Exactly.
Yeah, if you weren't that bad, you'd be playing in the LCS for Cloud9.
I don't know about that one, but
uh,
so,
we'll talk about that another time. But
yeah,
for right,
that's for a different podcast.
yeah. So for right now, thank you for the great three game series, and game three, mind you. Like that was
Yeah,
actually a
I kind of
close series or a close game for
I
that one.
ended the Lily game. I was 4-1 and I ended the game 6-6-6.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, so thank you for the entertainment this afternoon. Now going into evening for some of us on the East Coast. I'm Anson571 with my co-host Kempton,
What's
and
up?
we will be signing off. Thank you everybody for paying attention to us.
Thank you, folks.
thank you guys for your time.